What's going on, y'all? This is your boy Scotty by Nature TV, and we are here for Boys Night Out, the second episode of the first season. The first season of Boys Night Out, starring myself, Josiah's World TV, Jamar 84, and giving you the real tea. But tonight we have a special guest by the name of Maddie Rance. He is a friend of a friend.
Oh my
Was
god.
one degree of separation or two? Where we go with that?
But
Oh,
I've known Maddie for a long time. It's just that we never spoke to each other until
Mhm.
about a couple of months ago. So now we're acquainted. You know what I mean?
yes,
Even though
yes.
the people wanted us to be beefing over Jamar so bad,
Oh my
but
goodness. The 12 comments in that one thread. Absolutely. Yes. They want us to be so bad. The strength in the 140 characters that was presented that day. I can only imagine how cracked the knuckles were as they were typing. But, anywho, glad to be here for this crossover event, all about Black Boy Joy and us joining each other from all different shades. I'm here and appreciative of it. Love you, Jamar. Aaron, Scotty, new friend, Josiah, new friend, Terrence, new friend. There you go. I had to give a little bikini bottom today to let y'all know I'm, under the sea.
Okay. You
But
next right next. You next to Squidward and SpongeBob. Okay. I'm praying
listen,
for you.
yeah, Squidward behind me with his rude fucking ass, but Patrick and Sponge, yeah, we cool. We there. They crazy. I prefer Sandy Cheeks though. We're both Texans. Here we
There you
go.
go.
That is crazy.
oh, okay. Now, Terrence, stop apologizing. Hell, shit happens. I see you in that chat apologizing. Shit happens. Goddamn, it. Shit
Terrence feels so shamed and tail between his legs.
happens.
I find myself for being so classy, babes. Like that was so gutter snipe right up out the hoodish. Like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sorry, y'all.
No,
Promise, I got y'all
It's
next
okay.
time. I got
it's
you.
all good. It's all
It's
good.
all good.
It's all
Terrence.
good, baby.
So go ahead.
Are you fired from the show? No. So you're good.
Are you gonna do like Star, just walk off and not give us the full reason? I think it's my time to go. I think it's my time. I'm just gonna step to the
Yeah,
left.
because for those of you guys who are tuning in, though, for those of you that are tuning in, of course it was supposed to be on Terrence's channel, but we were trying to figure out, we was having technical problems, and he mistakenly ended the broadcast. So that's why we just brought it on back over here. But it's all good. We are still going to have a good time. I'm already kind of buzzed and all of that other stuff. So
Yeah, we got a lot to
Jamal,
talk about,
Hey,
honey. We got a
Sherrod,
lot to
dude.
talk about. Some BS.
Sherrod said
How
y'all
you
supposed to
doing,
be hanging out.
Sherrod? Shout
Sherrod,
out to
what's going
Sherrod.
on? What's going on in the field? They say Sherrod said you're supposed to be hanging out tonight.
Right, where the hell you at?
Sherrod,
Wait, yours or mine?
yours.
He didn't say nothing to me. What you do?
He said he did a check. He said
Oh,
Jamal,
in
where
the,
you?
I'm like, what?
Multitask, friends.
Yes.
Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels.
Well,
So
Daniel's Jack.
Jack Daniels.
right. So you already know. This is the second episode of Boys Night Out. We're still trying to perfect it as we go, but all good things take time to be perfect. Okay. Now, as you can see, we got Maddie Rents in the building. Who knows? If y'all ask for him more enough, he just might be a permanent person. But I know he got a lot of stuff going on. He got his own
Oof.
panel going on, which I do watch, even though I don't watch RuPaul's Drag Race. I do watch to support him and Jamar.
Well,
So of
if you
course
watch Pose or Legendary,
Nope.
Yes.
you can definitely join the panel
Nope.
this upcoming.
I don't watch neither one of those.
I love Pose. I haven't saw Drag Race in years, but I love Pose. That's my show.
Josiah may have to bring you on one of these days because that's going to be a heavy topic over the next month. Scotty,
I mean,
shame.
truth be told, I haven't
Shame.
either. But
I'm weak.
Don't
Shame.
be
so
making me
weak.
feel bad. Listen, okay.
That's the
Now,
final season too. You have no excuse. None.
my friends, I can still binge watch it.
Yes, it's on Netflix, I believe. So you could give it a, I'm a play and then just let it go until it says, "Are you still there?"
I feel like the Are You Still There?
Don't you hate when Netflix does that? Like, you better stay up because Hulu gonna go through all the shows. You be on episode 39, season 8.
You be waking up to a whole nother season. Like, oh, what year is this?
Different show.
Exactly.
On a whole different show.
Is she fired now? That's how it goes.
Exactly.
Okay, so with the boys' night out, we play the game Fuck, Marry, Kill. We talk about we also get into hot topics and we talk about things like Chasing LA. Of course, I know we all have a lot to say about that. Meg have been waiting to go in on this since before we even went live. So we're gonna talk about Chasing LA, and then we have a real life. We have 2 real life topics at the very end to close it out. Okay, so what we're gonna start off with is the Fuck, Marry, Kill. I got 3 people in mind. You got to choose between the 3, whichever one you want to do. So the 3 men that I got are all from Love and Hip Hop.
Kill them all.
Oh, okay.
It depends
So
on the franchise.
choices.
Speaking of, never mind.
Oh,
Who the choices
No.
first? But before we high noon them, who the choices?
And if I say the choices, you cannot make me change it. Y'all got to stick with it.
oh dear
Okay.
God.
Okay.
Now the first person we have, and you can't. And when I call the person's name, you can't say, "Oh, I marry him" or whatever. You gotta choose between the 3 and give each person one title. I'm giving you 3 names at the same time. You gotta choose for each one.
Okay.
Okay. So, and I can't wait to see these answers. Anyway, so these are the people that we got. We have Ray J. We have Stevie J.
Oh, ooh, it gets worse. Hold on.
I'm sorry. We have Ray J. We got Stevie J. And we got Lil Scrappy.
But who's the last person?
Oh, so homophobic and
Who was the last
transphobic.
one?
Little Scrappy.
Girl.
Y'all don't want Lil Scrappy. I give you okay. I changed that one. I changed that.
I'm like, those teeth. You want us to get hurt? Really?
The last one is Papoose.
Oh, what? Okay, wait.
Okay.
Okay.
I gave you my answer already.
Who going?
Okay, I'll go first. I got it. Kill Ray J, fuck Stevie J, marry Papoose. Papoose gonna hold it down. Stevie J gonna wear it out, and Ray J does not have one wish with me at all. So that's gotta go. That's gotta go.
I agree with Maddie. I think Ray J has a low sperm count, the episode that they did. So
Coke
I don't
spells,
think
honey. Yeah. Mhm.
Let me,
So if I was a bottom, I don't feel like that the stroke would have been there where it needs to be. Okay. But I guess Stevie J, because we can frock or something like that, sword fight. I would marry Papoose because Papoose is loyal. He's cool. He's down for whatever. You can hold your whole woman down and not cheat on her those whole years. You got some. You good. You'll keep her.
Mm.
I think everybody agrees with Maddie's answer.
Yeah.
I mean, you put it in that order. It was like,
Yeah, you did.
yeah, it was like the worst, and that's okay.
That's everybody saying.
Now, Little Scrappy would have messed the whole game up, and that's when we'd have to really make some decisions here, because I don't want to be fake that way.
Listen, I use the Love and Hip Hop men because they're all toxic and there's really not many to choose from. So I decided to make it hard. That's why I did. I didn't want it to be easy.
I know you lying. You could have chose. Never mind. It's your choice.
What if you threw Bobby Lights in there?
girl, bye.
Oh, okay.
Kill.
Everybody.
ASAP.
Yeah, the gallows.
But do Ray
To the
J,
gallows.
Bobby Lights, and then somebody else that would be annoying.
To the gallows they go.
D Woods.
Who?
Right. You can
D
throw
Woods
Shay
and
Anthony
Nancy
too.
What's her name?
Who you talking about,
What's
Jamal?
the what was that transgender lady name that was on Love and Hip Hop?
D. Smith,
Oh,
child.
These
Girl,
guys.
whatever.
I
These
was like,
boys
wait,
is
these
fucking
was
dirty
from
money. My
Danny
bad.
Y'all didn't like her? Y'all
I
didn't
did
like her?
not. I did
Oh,
not.
oh no, never Kirk. Never Kirk. No, we're not Rashida. Oh God, no. Oh no.
Let's not even make him an option. Hell
Poor,
no.
poor lady.
To be honest, he was going to be an option just to see what y'all was going to say. He definitely was going to be an option.
I wouldn't want to smash either. I want Rashida knocking on my hotel room, interrupting my session.
He looks boring and bad.
Speaking of Love and Hip Hop, man, I actually saw somebody from Love and Hip Hop last night at the skating rink, child.
Oh,
Who?
Yeah, who you saw?
Spill,
Milan?
Jamar.
Girl, we saw Milan Christopher at the damn skating
Oh
rink.
hell no,
Oh,
his big headed ass. I can't stand that hoe.
I
Who I
cannot
can't
stand
stand
her.
that.
Boo.
I don't know him, so I cannot judge him.
I cannot stand his cocky ass, big
She's not my kind of girl. I don't do her.
I don't know
me
him.
either.
Baby.
I don't think anybody knows him at this point.
Ooh,
I don't think
Well-
anybody knows.
child. Anyway.
Rich,
Anyway, that was very easy. I didn't even have to give that much thought.
I think I made it easy
child,
by
Rich
saying
Dollars ain't got
Papoose.
enough dick to go around, girl. Don't nobody want Richie Dollars. Don't nobody want Richie Dollars.
Oh, not Richie Dollars.
No, I don't know Richie Dollars.
Nothing
I fuck
dollars.
Cisco before I fuck
No
Richie
dollars.
Dollars.
Ooh, neither
Or-
one for me.
Yikes.
You just have to do it in the dark. I think I
actually
can.
got cute when he lost weight.
I think I can maybe not have sex, but but like mess around with him if we was in the dark, like no lights, and I won't think about seeing your
But
face.
there's a
On a-
silhouette you'd have to
on a
feel
night.
though. You would know it's them. You would know it's them. They'd say something very tag quotable,
Just you just tell them to shut up and don't say nothing.
There'd be a confessional right next to the bed too. They just pop on over and talk about what's happening. So I'm inside of him right now. No, it's just I can't.
Oh, weed.
And you know how they talk, so
Lord,
it'd be like. So I just put it in. It got in there real easy. No, like come on, this is not a great category. I just want to tell you. It's a lot of low registers. It's a lot of I don't know if you're gonna be able to make this payment. Do you have a cosigner? Like,
Child.
You gonna tell me, "Ooh, babe, can you buy me some such and so? Can you gonna try to manipulate you, finesse your ass? Creep squad,
someone said Safari. Safari.
bro.
Oh yeah, I would. I'm a Mary. Because I feel like Safari really do want love. He really do want it. He just looking for it in all the wrong bitches. But he could just come to me. I'll love you all day, Safari. Safari, I will love you down. I'm gonna throw away all them furs because I'm sick of seeing them. And
I know y'all did say A1.
Who a
what
what?
we gonna do? Share a dildo?
A
We
what?
gonna be bumping buses?
There's no way on earth. There's no way on earth. No way on earth.
Now somebody in the chat said Booby and Marcus. I wanted to say Marcus Black, but I didn't think Jamar remembered him, so that's why I didn't say it because I know he had to watch.
Wait, was Marcus
Booby's
the one
cute.
that she was actually with, and Booby was the one she wanted to be with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marcus
take
was not.
I'll take Booby.
I would have
I
went to
will
Booby
take
all day
Booby.
long.
Booby is that one night stand type of dude, and then
He
block
very
him out.
much is that. Yeah, but it'll be good though.
That was
But ain't-
Okay, I've been knowing Booby since he was Daniel Gibson with the goddamn Cavaliers. Okay.
Okay.
I love me some damn Booby now. I'll take Booby.
I don't know about the
So y'all
A1.
They can have
so y'all didn't think that Marcus was attractive because I thought
No.
he was.
He
I
was
think
corny.
that he's handsome in his own unique way.
No.
I just remember Booby.
Marcus Grill looked like a staircase to me.
Oh,
It
is it going down to hell or is it all the way up to
It's
heaven?
spiral.
Oh,
Not spot.
Yes,
oh,
indeed.
so it's in a townhome.
You ain't
Them
had
stairs,
something
right?
like
This
that.
kind of.
Well, listen, I cannot talk about nobody's teeth because I just got mine fixed, so I will not say nothing about the teeth.
Well, what about Rockstar? Because I fuck Rockstar. He corny, but I will fuck Rockstar.
This
yeah,
register.
Same situation as Cisco with the lights off, paper bag over your head, and don't say nothing. Thank you. Just be quiet and just moan.
I don't even know why y'all asking about Fizz, because Fizz is a definite no.
No,
He
Fizz
ain't
look
got
like he
enough
give you a
shit to
bad.
go around for everybody. Child boy.
Fizz look like he would give you a badass stroke. He be so high in bed.
Girl, I remember them videos floating around Twitter Fizz. You can have it. Them bitches fighting over that. Girl, I know y'all lying.
Oh my God.
Because I'd be like, girl, y'all know you fucking lying to me.
I seen stuff on Jamar saying that Marcus's grill looked like a staircase. That I was not waiting on.
A spiral staircase.
But as you think about it, I want you to ask yourself, did I lie?
I love. You know what? Let me look at a picture of him because
I never looked at his thing.
I ain't looked at his
Jack
like,
Daniels.
I was looking at, just he can dress good. He puts himself together real nice. Got a nice little edge up. Beautiful.
Lots of things are nice. Lots of things are nice. Yeah, nice things are cool.
Decorate all around.
So nice.
Right.
Right. And it stops there. You're like, nice. Then you're like, okay, nope, not a level.
I always thought it was way too pretty for him.
I always thought that Marcus was fine. I can't believe y'all don't think he is.
And that's fine, Scotty. That's fine.
Nah, it's fine for you. He up your alley, and that's cool. But
what you mean up my alley? What that mean?
He said down your street.
You know what?
Okay, this is
the street, the cul-de-sac, what you want it to be called. Yeah, see, look at him.
I stand by my statement of nice. I stand by the nice statement. Nice.
I can listen. The teeth, I don't think it's that bad. Just need a tad bit dental work. But
he's not ugly at all. He's attractive.
He's not ugly, but he's just not me.
Yeah, he's attractive though.
Not
alligators. Now, why would you do that, Gab? Oh, Gabby with an eye. No, wait a minute.
Hell no.
Jamar, just this baby on the panel.
Gabby
It be
is
dragging.
known for iconic comments.
Yes. Gabby and Malik.
Gabby be dragging.
I still have that screenshot when you talked about Brooklyn. I still have that screenshot.
Gabby,
hilarious.
Now you know better. I'm not trying to get popped. Okay, while I'm trying to get a pedicure by somebody named Zell Swag. Okay. A bank and some sort of like adjective to describe somebody. I don't understand like what you mean.
So a couple of months ago, I saw him on my freak Twitter because sometimes I be in the mood and I get on freak Twitters after hours. I'm just being honest. And I saw Swag. I saw Zell Swag on some dude's OnlyFans, and I was like, ugh. And I'm not gonna lie, my nose ass did but
it was me.
I was like, oh my God.
It was the
I'm about to see him jerking off and all that shit. I've seen it on Twitter too.
It was so unattractive.
It's for someone's alley. It's up someone's lane. Okay, it's down that street.
And then you can't even fuck right. Like
across the block.
Child, it's like seeing Mr. Ray on OnlyFans or something. I don't want to see that.
Simone,
a reality star. What?
That's allowed for me.
It's the fact that she put Jonathan's name in there is for me.
Oh, Jonathan. Oh.
No ventriloquist dummies for me, baby. No, thank you. No,
thank you. It's a no for me.
Goosebumps front cover, bitch. I can't do it. No, thank you. Not a living dummy. I refuse. I refuse. Slappy will not get me in the night. I'm telling you. Nope.
But honestly, I feel like all of the gay characters, like the gay male characters on Love and Hip Hop, was just not all that, except Malik. But his attitude was so horrible, and he had so many self-hatred issues.
Who was that again?
I'm trying to think
of Malik from Love and Hip Hop.
Malik dated Malone.
Oh, him.
Bobby Light,
Jeffrey,
and Malik from first season. Mm-hmm.
Did Malik give y'all T-Rex tees?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
Side by side, imagine it. Confessionals and then the T-Rex.
Ooh, don't move. You'll see
Y'all
you.
can stop asking us about Nico, because even after that sex tape, I still didn't see it for Nico.
Girl,
No
he is
thanks.
forever the
I
damn
ain't scared from
the whatever that animal rat thing is from Ice Age. Forever.
Yes, I was just about to say that.
But but
Forever.
but I did buy Mimi shower rod though. I did
You
buy
know
Mimi
what?
shower rod. And it held my big ass up. I do swear by it.
Okay.
So,
Listen, even though Milan's attitude is deplorable, he is cute. I
Ooh.
find him attractive. It's just
but
Scotty.
see,
his
but
attitude.
see, if your attitude is ugly, you're ugly to me. Like you're just
Yes.
not attractive because I don't like your attitude. So
I
it's
was
just
just about to
like,
say that.
ew, get away from me.
When you have a
Yeah.
negative ass energy, when you have a ugly ass ego, then it makes you ugly on the outside. And I just don't
Yeah.
see you past
Like I don't like somebody that know they're cute. Like that's so unattractive to me. Like you in the mirror way more than I am, bitch. Like god damn. And we just Netflix and chilling. You ain't even got to do all that. Like I can't stand superficial people like that.
that. Mm-hmm.
Child. Well, that's
Listen,
definitely what he
okay.
was. He fine though, but I just
Yeah, he just thirsty. Very.
no
Didn't
thank
Zell fuck him?
probably.
Yeah, that's what they. No, did y'all see the porn star going off on him, spilling all his tea, talking about how he called him to come and fuck him, but he didn't want to fuck him because he was loose.
And we was
Who?
And
wondering
it was
now, who
sad and
he didn't
deleted.
walk in there last night because they was gonna start fighting.
I said, why are you going off on Milan like that? Why is he putting out Milan business? Even though I believe every word of it.
Girl, it's always the OnlyFans girls getting into it on Twitter, child.
Oh,
Yes, like I'm always seeing fights, and I don't know that boy name, but he's always getting in fights in Atlanta. What is going on? His name
Yeah,
starts with a Z. I don't watch him like
I
that, but
can't think of his name.
yeah,
I'll fuck him though.
he got
I
into
will
a
fuck
huge ass
him.
fight with JD Blackstone. Y'all know who I'm talking about, JD?
Child, I don't know where people put name people out there, child.
Or T or something. T.
Yeah, you right.
Yeah, start with it too.
I think it's Tay.
I
Yes, Aaron, it's
You
Tay.
right. You
He's
right.
the one. He literally getting into it with everybody. Like, where are your mentors, King? Where are they?
Now, he went off
Back in
on
that ass.
Milan. He spilled out all Milan to me. I said, Lord, what did Milan do?
apparently not hold it together.
Man, he was
Yeah.
laying him out. I said, God
Then he
damn.
got in a fight with him and his people jumped Rico as well.
Oh, they're still jumping people. We're still jumping people. People still do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is
people probably did it last
Ew.
week.
Ew. Ew. We can't fight one-on-one. Oh, okay.
Well, the people don't believe in fighting one on one these days. They think that you're supposed to. They want to jump these days. They don't want to fight one on one.
I can't. I have no respect for anybody that does that nonsense. I'm about putting them hands on that one bitch that pressed my button, and that once we're done, we done, and that's
You're just
it.
getting a good old one-on-one.
I lost or you lost. Once we got it up, we finished. That beat the squat. Next, move on. Like on that time, jumping people, girl, boob. Oh goodness, I can't. Poor people.
Okay, well, moving on from the fucking and the marrying and the killing,
Thank
we
you.
can go into hot topics. Okay, Josiah, did you have any?
I did. Did you get the list I sent y'all?
Did you send
Yes,
the
come on,
email?
secretary. This your segment. Let's go.
I can briefly talk about it. I mean, all we're going to talk about is okay. So we're going to talk about Jocelyn versus Wendy Williams. Willow Smith on the Red Table Talk open about being in a poly relationship, how she don't believe in monogamy. We're going to talk about Mendices and Yandy Smith little thing that she said how she felt. Yeah, we're just going to talk about those three.
Oh, you can talk about the last one that you had too. The one about Tashina and Tisha Campbell talking about the
about the Martin reboot. Okay,
yeah,
cool. So, guys, there has been a little bit drama with Miss Jocelyn Hernandez, honey, on Wendy Williams' show a couple days ago. So she was a guest on Wendy Williams' show, and basically she came for Sis Neck. She said, Miss Wendy, she said verbatim, Miss Wendy, I must just say this to you first. I hope you're going to give me my flowers today. I hope you're going to honor how much work I put out there. I hope you're going to not kind of throw this outside of everything that I've done. I am an accomplished woman, and I feel like every time I come to your show, you don't give me those flowers. So, Wendy has chimed in and say, hey, like, I have supported you in the past, but no, Jocelyn was not here for it. She was like, you should be nicer to us ladies. You should respect us. You should give us our flowers while we're here. And you should tell us how proud you are of what we've done in the streets. So after more back and forth, Wendy actually gave it and she threw a flower at Jocelyn's direction. So, it was just like, I don't know, it was random. And most people are agreeing with Jocelyn and saying that, I felt like that she is making sense because Wendy do attack Black women and Black people of color in particular. And some people are feeling like that Jocelyn was just doing that for clout for her show. So I would really like to know you guys' opinions on that situation.
I'm just thankful that you gave us a transcript we could understand of Miss Jocelyn Hernandez, because you left out the T's, you left out the Z's, you left out the B's that she puts in all the words that include a T and an H in it. So I appreciate it, because I heard flowers when you gave flowers, and I thank you for that. I understand where Jocelyn's coming from, especially with Wendy Williams. Wendy is basically, I can't stand that lady. She's an asshole. Like you went through public humiliation and shame. You never really addressed it correctly. And then you're still doing the same nonsense like before. And I get that's your whole spiel. But even with Jocelyn, I get where she's coming from, but it was sort of like the beginning of the interview. Like Wendy didn't even really get nothing out. Can we see your shoes before we start? And it just went in. And I was like, okay, girl, like I get you want to drag this lady, but you could have waited just a second to get into it, to get what you needed. And you gave her kind of the power to make you look stupid, even though that was doing this. Okay. But I get Jocelyn, but Wendy's also doing her job. So, a truck and a car.
Like, take a shot every time Jocelyn said flowers.
I have a different opinion on that, Maddie. I feel like when it comes to Jocelyn, I have never seen, and I watch Wendy Williams all the time, okay? I have really never seen Wendy Williams come for Jocelyn like that. Does she attack Black women? Yes, she does. She does go in on particular people. She went on Rihanna. She went in on Beyonce. Dragged the hell out of Kris Jenner a few years ago and Kim Kardashian. Yeah, she does. Well, yeah, she does go out on people.
No, she's dragged Jocelyn. She's dragged her. She's dragged Jocelyn. Yes, was like when she was still on the show for Love and Hip Hop with Stevie J. There has been many of dragging that's happened their way. I mean, I guess I get your point in this, where it's almost like, Jocelyn, you're on Zeus, and he was talking about the #1 show in the world right now, or the country, and I'm like, where? On what, for that night at that time segment that was #1? Because that can be true at that time segment, but like, as far as it being a #1 show, you were incorrect. But Wendy was doing her job. I get that. But I also am like, every time it's going to be about Stevie J, it would annoy me too if I would come to the show and I'm already in this new relationship with this other man who seems to be good for her. And, we're not talking about the double homicide comment that happened on her show. I would have been more interested in talking about the beginnings of the little cabaret show or whatever. But, it's Wendy's job. She's here to stir the pot and give bad wigs.
But why even go on the show if you just
right?
Like, if
it was paid.
In my opinion,
paid. Give me the money.
In my opinion, it was the right message, but the wrong message. That's how I feel. Right message, wrong message. I ain't here for Jocelyn at all. I'm not here for her. Like, girl, don't sit up here and try to act like you the pillow or the poster child for Black women, when you are the most disturbed human being that I ever met in my damn life. So no, I'm not here for Jocelyn. Not to mention how on one part of the show, it's a clip going around, how she was making fun of the lady, the girl who had an abortion. And I'm like, bitch, you had an abortion on national TV. And Stevie J didn't give a fuck about it. The only thing he cared about was when was you getting better so that you could go back out there and do some imaginary video for some imaginary show that neither one of us does seen. So I'm just not here for Jocelyn. So no, fuck her. Right message, wrong message.
I just think that Jocelyn is very deluded about what her quote unquote impact is because she's making it sound like she's so damn accomplished, but where? What else have you done since
This is Love
Love
and
and Hip Hop?
Yeah, she did start a trend on Love and Hip Hop. After she got on Love and Hip Hop, then you started seeing other people that want to come up there with the Jocelyn trend. So she did that much. I give it that.
I was more entertained by the show when she was on there. She accomplished being alive, being a mother, you know, not being on the pole anymore unless it's for Zeus Network, and she has people who are trying to also be. Nothing, Scotty. Nothing. But no, being a mom is an accomplishment. That's great for her. And that would be where we stop that train. She survived Stevie J, but she's still kind of in that. She's still kind of in it. I mean, once you touch that man, it's over. Like, poor Mimi. My God.
Not poor Mimi.
Poor Mimi. You mean eating the sandwiches and watching people fight in front of her and not giving a fuck, but somehow always being dragged into things? And
oh, I love that.
I just saw her trending in the blogs about her and her girlfriend just broke up. Ty. They've been together for a while, for years.
oh, that's too bad. Poor Mimi. How's K Michelle doing? Like, I'm sorry. I'm like, think of like what happened to Jessica Dive? Like, she got her man out. Like, we good, peace. Trump. I don't need to do this no more.
I was with Jessica Dive because I lived for her. So I was glad she was smart.
Yeah, Carly Red's still there though. Like that shoe is still stuck in that sand. I mean, she is the carpet. She might as well be the whole goddamn hotel. Just
Carly Red is another
in.
story.
So how old is Carly Red? Because the gag is she 57.
You got to look at the leather handbag a certain way, and it can tell you its age. So if you get close to her and rub real quick, you can find out. I'm sure of it. It's that leather handbag.
The rings and the wrinkles of her skin.
Her daughter grown as hell.
Just cut that tree.
Her daughter grown as hell, and the daughter still talked about how she don't have a relationship with her mom. So my thing is with Carly Red, girl, what is you doing?
Remember when she had that piece of paper talk about it was a lie. It was all a lie.
That was one of the funniest moments I have
This
ever
lady
heard.
brought the bras to that. I'm like, what is happening here?
Well, let's move on to the next hot topic. So next, we're going to go ahead and talk about Willow Smith, about her, you know, just opinions on being in a poly relationship, because I can't pronounce the full name. But so basically, she announced a couple days ago on the Red Table Talk that saying that how she feels as if, you know, she does not believe in monogamy. She's still like, what's the point of being with one person when you're going to get cheated on? You're going to cheat regardless. So I'm actually going to play you guys a clip. I won't show it because I don't want to get copyrighted on Scotty channel, but I will go ahead and play a quick little minute audio of her, you know, just her saying how she feels about the situation. So let's get into it.
Monogamous relationships, or why marriage, why divorces happen, is infidelity. Yeah. For somebody like me, it feels like it's really all just centered around I mean, I'll give you an example. Let's say you haven't always been the kind of person that wanted to have sex all the time, but your partner is. Right. Are you going to be the person to say, you know, just because I don't have these needs, you can't have them either? Right. And so that's kind of one of the reasons why I actually was interested in poly, because I was introduced to it through kind of a non-sexual lens. Right. Okay. In my friend group, I'm the only polyamorous person, and I have the least sex out of all of my friends. So how did you feel when I told you that I was polyamorous? When you were like, hey, this is my get down, I was like, I totally get it. Wanting to set up your life in a way that you can have what it is that you want. I think anything goes as long as the intentions, reasons why.
Okay, so fellas, what are y'all thoughts and opinions on Willow, you know, just saying how she feels?
Bitch, you know, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'll just go ahead and start first. I feel like that, kids mock their parents' behavior. Now we don't know what really goes
Thank
between
you.
those doors, but clearly it's honey, it's very clear that Willow and I'm sorry, not Willow, but Jada
And Will.
has been in an open relationship for years and are
Oh, yes.
swingers. It's
Oh,
not
yes.
even a marriage no more. It's,
Oh, yes.
it's true.
Oh, yes. That's why when Jada had the nerve to be, well, I was perfectly, I bet you were. I bet you were. I know she saw Many and Plenty go through. I bet she did. Of course you're going to be okay with that. You knew goddamn well to say that you were fine with it. Goodness gracious, Willow. I love you, baby. Go do what you want to do, but
I still don't like to imagine Willow being sexually active yet, because in my mind, I still have Whip My Hair in my head.
See, you need to get to the later stuff. Y'all got to get to the later stuff. I know it's a little different and weird,
Willow
I enjoy
gives
her
me
music.
asexual vibes. Like she's not really into sex like that. She gives me asexual vibes, in my opinion.
I mean, she's 20. Maybe she's not quite. I don't know.
She haven't,
but grew up completely different.
I always understand, the thought process of being polyamorous. It's like the example that she gave. Like, what if you're a high sex drive and your partner isn't? It's just like, are you supposed to just not have your needs fulfilled, or are they supposed to just kind of step up to the plate? It's just like, if you are polyamorous, you should be able to just be single, just live the single life. But you can't expect other people to just be in a relationship with you and you still out there fucking sucking and doing all the other stuff.
Right. Terrence, what's your opinion? Because you give me all type of looks, honey.
Nothing. I agree with what everybody said. Like, she just need to be honest and admit that mom and daddy all do it. I also believe that, a lot of it is the fact that she's in the girls too. So I don't even know why she just don't say that instead of being with all of this polyamorous bullshit. Like Willow, we already, like, personally, I've always felt like Willow and that son, I've always felt like they was switched in the wrong damn bodies. I've always felt that way.
Relationship.
Like, don't nobody really care. Go on ahead and do what you want to do, girl. And I'm really glad that Jada did do the right thing to say, "Oh, okay, daughter, fine. That's what you like to do, cool." Because she know, has she been like, "Oh, no, I don't want you doing that. Not my daughter." Everybody would have been reading her ass down. So,
Right.
I'm glad that hey, it is what it is. And there are people that are into those relationships. I have friends that literally tell me all the time they're looking to add a third party to their little situation. And the both of them are down for it. And I just feel like this, if all three of them, if they're into that and it works for them.
But see, my thing is, why not just be single? Why seek out a relationship for all that? Like, why seek out a relationship for all that? Like, if you want to fuck and suck everything that walks, to just be single.
But Scotty,
yeah, but some people they just feel like they have so much love to give that they can give it more than to just one person. And like I said, if you find somebody else that's into that, it can work. Now, would I do that? No, because I don't even want to share my food. So let me think up and just share my man. Not at all. But hey, it listen. But if it works for, like, if Jamar was into it and he told me about it, I wouldn't read him and I wouldn't feel no way about it. I'd be like, all right, as long as you safe and feel good and don't nobody get hurt, it is what it is. I mean,
I wouldn't read him either, but I'm sure he would read me, child. I'd be all types of whores.
First of all, yes. But second of all,
bitch.
What were you going to say earlier, Maddie? What were you going to say?
No, I was agreeing with Terrence with this one, because it's like, if you find somebody that wants the same thing as you and that works for you, you run with that because that makes you happy. It's that balance. That may be my Libra way speaking, but that's just really where it is. If you on the same level with somebody and you want to do all that, that's fine. But, you don't have to be the person then to interact with them. You know what I'm saying, Scotty? Because there are people who have, come my way who are like, oh, we interested and we want. I'm like, okay, no, not for me. I don't like to play. I'm jealous. Like I can't hold next to somebody. So
yeah, because I've never been approached for something like that. I've only been approached for a threesome. Man,
I have a few
twice,
times.
twice, and they were
That's a
both
brief relationship. Yeah, a brief one.
yeah. I was only approached for a threesome, and they were both couples. It was one couple that I would never, ever in my life, ever
Yeah, but that's just sex. That's not the
get in the
same
bed
as a
with one of them. Oh, I know,
polyamorous
Mhm.
I know.
relationship.
As
That's
a
what I said. I know. That's what I said. I'm saying I've never been approached to be in something like what Willow is doing, but I've only been approached for threesomes, and
mm,
not to say that I would never do one, but you know.
not with that first one,
I
but
don't know,
certainly asked you.
cause because
If
I
I'm
got some good stuff.
single,
Man call me and he wants some more, and if it's
I
that
feel
good,
like
I'm gonna give him some more. Cause
I feel
and
like
that's just
this.
how I am. So it's like
I
to
feel
avoid
like
any
this.
of
I
that,
feel
I
like this
just stay
though.
away.
I feel like this.
Are
If
you
I'm single, I'll do it with another couple. If I'm single, but if I'm in a relationship, no, because I get jealous.
are you guys would you guys ever see yourself being in a poly relationship?
Mm-mm.
Like for myself, I
Honestly,
know I'm a very selfish person and I don't like listen, I can never say never, but being like fully open into, having a husband and then sharing a boyfriend, I wouldn't like that because I would get very jealous. And I just that's just not my thing. Now maybe if you've been together with somebody for a long time and kind of just getting some spicing it up, maybe inviting a third person to the bedroom, I would never say never. But having a full three-way relationship, hell no. I don't even see how those sister wives be doing it on TLC. Because that's not even hell no.
That is
Child, they can't. They
insane.
in the midst of a divorce.
They got houses on the same property. This man be taking a four-wheeler to visit people. You got me on some fuck shit. No. Who? I'm third house.
I don't see how they do it.
Third house.
I feel like the only way that something like that works is if you take the emotions out of it. Like I can't imagine being equally invested in more than one person emotionally. It feels unhealthy.
One is tough. One is already tough.
I don't see how that could work and in balance and not be fucking people over. Like it could never be me. Like I said, I'm way too jealous for that. Even if you do it for the one time, if it's somebody that you've been with, I'm gonna feel like you're thinking about them every time that you're fucking with me, and it's just gonna be too much for me, and I'm just gonna have to ask you to leave.
Exactly.
Ah,
So it's best we just not do it. It's best we just not do it.
yeah,
That's
I
true.
agree. That's why I said I can only do it if I'm single. If a nice, attractive couple asks me to join them, I'll do it. But if I'm in a relationship, I can't invite nobody to my bed. I can't, you know.
Right,
Mm-mm.
But that's
exactly. Okay, well, let's move on to Yandy and Mendices. So, on Monday nights on VH1 show Couples Retreat, Yandy has been trending because of a conversation that she had with her, I guess, quote unquote, allegedly husband, Mendices. So, y'all
oh,
already know that Mendices went to jail back in 2015 for drug trafficking, and he's just been released. Like, he had an early release up in 2020. So we basically seen how like they're still having issues, and basically, she asked him how would she feel, how would he feel if the roles was reversed. So I'm going to go ahead and play a small little clip of that, and his response is very interesting. So I'm going to let you guys hear what he had to say. Okay.
A lot of time, and I think with that time, I think that I did a damn good job. I say that to you all the time. Like, if the roles were reversed, would you hold me down? If the shoes was on the other foot, I don't know what I will be able to do. And that's a problem. So, Medici finally admitted that he doesn't know if he was safe if the roles were reversed, and that's so hurtful because people have said to me, "You doing all this, but he do that for you," and I've always combated with, "Yeah, he would. We love each other." But to hear him sit here in my face and be like, "I don't know," and listen, I'm telling you the truth. Like, that's so unfair.
Okay, so y'all just heard that little small clip. So what are y'all thoughts in this whole situation with Yandy and Mendices? Y'all feel like that
Can
Yandy
I go
is
first?
completely Go ahead,
Okay.
Terrence. Go for it.
Can I go first? Because I probably feel like I'm going to be the unpopular opinion, so I'm just getting mine out now. To be honest, I agree with Mandisi's. At least he was honest with it. That's how I feel. She asked the honest question. He gave her an honest answer. I'm not mad at him for it. Now, this is her turn to say, all right, now that I know how you really feel about me after everything I just went through with you, now it's up to her, solely up to her, to decide whether she's going to be with him or not. That's how I feel. I just felt like she asked the honest question. He gave her an honest answer. I'm not mad at his honesty. And if she stays with him after this point, then that's on her. She's willing to accept the fact that if she go out here and get locked up, he not going to be down with her the way that she was with him. That's the way I look at it.
Well, for me,
So y'all go ahead and eat it up.
well, for me, it's like this. Are we surprised? That's
I'm
the
not.
thing. Are we really surprised? Because a lot of the times, men, even though we are all men up here, but even though we all fight men, I feel like most straight men that I know are just trash. But it's not just about straight men; it's just men in general. Some men are just straight trash, and I just think that a lot of the times men expect women to do stuff for them that they would never do for a woman. It's like when a man goes to jail, a woman is expected to hold him down, put money on his books, visit him in jail, call him, email him, write him letters, send him naked photos all the time. A man isn't expected to do that. A man would never sit and wait on a woman if she went and got locked up and did any of those things. Everybody's not that.
Papoose. Yeah,
Papoose
See,
did.
everybody's
Papoose.
not papoose. But then it also goes back to the classic comparison of if a man goes out and cheat on a woman, the woman is expected to forgive and forget and move on. If a man goes out and cheat on a woman and have a baby on her when he cheated, she's expected to forgive and forget. And a lot of the times the women do forgive and forget. But if a woman goes out and cheats on a man, they act like it's the end of the world if a woman cheats on a man. If a woman goes out and cheats on a man and gets another kid with a man would never forgive a woman. So I'm not surprised by his answer. And I do kind of agree with Terrence in the sense it's kind of like I'm not necessarily upset with him for his answer because it's expected.
And I mean, I pretty much echo. Like you'd be surprised. Your opinion is not as unpopular as you think it is because when people go to jail, especially for extended periods of time, I'm never going to expect you to just not have any needs met for 5+ years. Am I expecting you not to have any orgasm for 5 years?
Thank you. Thank you.
Especially if you're doing something as what he was doing, it's kind of your fault anyway. So if your partner leaves you during that time,
right? I feel like that comes to that. I mean, I'm pretty sure Yandy had a few side dudes. At least something just to kind of, homeboys done sign an NDA, just strictly dickly and keep it moving. I couldn't see myself being that. Sullivan for 5 years. That's a long time.
I feel bad for Yandy, but let's be real here. This this reads Mendices. I don't understand why this was a shock to her when he said that, to be honest with you, because when he went to jail, he wasn't thinking about his family then. Oops. So I like what do you want us to, where do you want us to go with this? You want us to have pity for you both, but I'm sitting here looking at you who made it happen and you who have continued to parade this storyline with the 2 baby mamas that came on 1 season, y'all acting a fucking fool, doing all that extra stuff. And now you're here on this show asking y'all, look at us now. Like we're trying the fuck out of here. Why does this show exist? I'm upset with it. Make my stomach upset. No, I don't care. Yandy yams. All right. I hope Chrissy gets you one day. Just kidding. No one wants the mole attacking them. Mendici, work it out. I don't know, baby. Figure it out because you gotta sleep with that lady. Other than that,
isn't Yandy?
Listen, I said on my channel,
she is.
I believe I said on my channel, I believe Samantha's story when she told the story of the timeline between the baby mamas and Yandy. I believe Samantha. I believe Samantha when he told her, I'm with her because I want to be in the industry and she's my in the industry. I totally believe it. I believe every word of it. I do. I've always felt like, in a way, he was living off of her, living off of her clout, living off of who it is that she know, hanging on. I mean, I just do. That's how I've always felt with her.
So did you see that?
Felony thieves cannot be trusted. I don't trust them. Like, the gag is he been in jail for as long as they've been in the damn relationship. So if she stays with him after this point, I don't want to hear shit else from her.
Did you see the compilation? It was like a unsolved mystery style compilation that they did on the whole Yandy, Mendici, Samantha.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Okay, so if that's what
I was talking about.
Okay, so if that's what you're talking about, then when it comes down to that, I do think that Samantha was the most honest out of Erica and Yandy and her. I think she was the most honest. I think that Yandy and Erica both had holes in their story, but I think that when it comes down to being absolutely 100% truthful, I think it was Samantha. I do think it was Samantha. And I do think that Yandy is the type of woman that would stop another woman about a man. Like I do believe that. But like I said, at the end of the day, your opinion is not as unpopular as you think it is. Because if I'm gonna be honest with you, I can hold a man down to a lot of shit. But jail.
Right. And you were supposed to get 8 years after I just had a baby.
And y'all just got quote unquote married, even if it was for TV.
Child,
that's crazy.
A shame. And that's another reason why I wasn't here for Yandy. I'm like, Yandy, you look dumb. Whether you're more of a fool than them or less of a fool than them, bitch, you still a fool. And you still playing a fool.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is this. I can't see myself waiting on nobody when they in jail. And if something ever happened to me and I ever went to jail, I don't expect nobody to be waiting on me. So I'm not even finna play this game. Like, I'm not even finna do this. Cause listen, it's bitches that I know that live in the same city as me. They get on Facebook talking about, I'm holding my man down, baby. I'm holding my man down. I'm counting down the days and the months and the year and the seconds till he get home. But fucking my cousin, baby daddy. Like, they ain't really holding it down like that. Like, girl, you fucking my cousin, baby daddy, child. You ain't.
I don't want it to be like, okay, so if your partner goes to jail and hop on the damn dating websites the next day, just live your life normally. And if you happen to find some new dick and or pussy somewhere, let go and let have.
You got a couple of months for some bull crap. All right, I'll be down for that. But if you go out there and you kill somebody and the judge gives you 25 years mandatory, I don't know what you want from me after that.
I mean,
every day.
I've had a boyfriend go to jail before, and I waited on him, but it wasn't like a long period of time either. So it was like 3 months and was out, all that kind of good stuff. Why was I with him?
That's understandable.
I was the one that helped get him out. Shoot, I'm the one that got him to bail people. Just saying, I held it down, but it was like,
Well, you know what, man? We was in the same boat because I had a boyfriend that went to jail too, but he was only in there for like a week, and I got him out of jail, child. I should have let his ass sit there.
1 week.
See, now I had to wait.
Okay, we were going have any of y'all been to jail before?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I have.
Have I been arrested? Yes, but I've never been to jail.
Y'all so ghetto.
I went to jail. I was like 20. My dumb ass forgot I didn't pop up to court. That's why I went to jail. And then a year later, I had a warrant out. I didn't know. So I went to jail for like, I think 24 hours.
See, I went to jail for fighting.
See, I got arrested for fighting.
I went to jail for fighting too.
See, I never got
in the middle of the over a man. It didn't belong to neither
See,
one.
Scotty.
Okay.
I'm gonna swing if you're gonna put me in there. It's gonna be because I knocked somebody out.
Yeah.
Man, you about to like somebody try to attack you, you gonna fight, huh? Or somebody try to come for you?
Listen. I got arrested. I was 18 when I got arrested for fighting. I fought this boy. He was like 16 to 17, and I was the one who he didn't get arrested, but I got arrested because I got arrested and got charged for simple assault on a minor. But because he didn't show up to court, the charges got dropped. But whatever. And it didn't make it no better though. It didn't make it any better because when we fought, I think I had on like some white Air Force Ones, and I wrote "Get Money Click" on it because I was a part of this group in high school called the Get Money Click child.
It's the Air Force. Okay, it's the Air Force Ones for me with the writing on it.
Yeah, I wrote on there with green and black paint because our colors were green and black.
Mm-hmm.
And
big boy, get the something in my Air Force Ones. I need don't not my Air Forces won't shit.
Oh my God!
Everybody has you won't shit if you ain't have at least one pair of whites in your pocket.
You had to have the white ones too.
The particular fight that I got in, though, that was not one of my best, and my ass the one who got the charges. I want to go back and have a rematch for that one. Because he had help.
I was smiling for my mugshot.
This is why I don't have to fight. Both of these bitches, I can't take neither one of them nowhere.
Jamar had to stop me at Hamburger Mary's from beating up somebody just maybe last year. That man put his hands in my hair and I lost my shit, and I was about to wear this man out.
Why people do that, bitch? Mind your business. Yeah, don't be touching people.
I was like, oh my God.
Or I was thinking about a security guard when we was in Houston for the K Michelle concert. I was going to fight a security guard about Jamar. So I mean,
at a K Michelle concert, everybody. That's about right. That's about right. I like K Michelle. I'm just saying, that sounds about right.
And I'm looking forward to touch my hair just last night. It's lucky that he was cute.
Security guard?
No.
Well, guys, let's move forward to the last topic before we talk about chasing LA because I got a lot of shit to say about their asses.
Maddie does too, child.
This is going to be a quick little cute topic. So Tichina Arnold and Tisha Campbell basically went on the Tamron Hall show and said that there will not be a Martin reboot. And honestly, she was just real with it. She was like, it's something that we wanted to happen. It's something that we tried hard for it to happen, but realistically, it's not going to happen. And honestly, she said the reason why is because of Tommy. Tommy is no longer with us. The guy who played Tommy. So I'll go ahead and just play like a brief little clip of that, and we'll just talk about, what do we think about that?
I mean, his name was on the show, but your characters, Pam and Gina, have more GIFs, more traction on social media all these years later. Tichina, where does this reboot stand? What are we looking at here?
Well, as Tisha told you, I kind of shoot from the hip, and it's something that we wanted to happen. It's something that we tried very hard for it to happen. But the way it looks to me, realistically, it's not going to happen, not unless it's an animation. Tisha brought up a great idea to do an animation of it, but I always say a show can never, ever be rebooted without the original cast. Yeah. Now, we may be able to have a rebirth, maybe, but as far as a reboot, I don't think that's going to happen. Tommy's no longer with us. Tommy's no longer with us. The show is never going to be the same. It's never. And some things are best left alone.
Revolutionary show.
Okay, so there you go. So that's what she said. Do y'all think that it needs to be a Martin reboot or just leave it alone like the show?
Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Alone.
It's a classic.
Leave it alone.
Don't touch Living Single. Don't touch Martin. There's a couple of black sitcoms that happened in the 90s that were really important and very influential on all of us. And the last thing we need is a piss poor representation of that from half of the Wild and Out crew coming up on a show trying to give us the same sort of same. No, thank you.
Exactly.
Well, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I did kind of want to see a Living Single reboot only because it's my favorite show, and
Mine
because I
too, but
wanted, and
I
only,
love
but
Living
only because
Single.
I wanted to. I thought it would be interesting to see where they are today, but necessarily they don't necessarily have to have a whole reboot for it. It could be like a special like episode they have on Netflix or something like that, and they just move it along. Because like we said, some things are just better left untouched. Because Martin, I just when they first said something about a reboot, I was totally against it.
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
It's
I was
not the
I
totally
same.
was
against
too.
it.
It
I
won't
was
be the
like,
same.
why would they do that? And then on top of that, just like she said, Tommy is no longer around, and he was a intricate part of the show.
Mhm.
So why would we do it? And Tommy's not there. They're just like when
Mhm.
people
Right.
say they need a Moesha reboot. I don't
Dear
want to see
God,
that
no.
Hell
because half the
no.
Dear
cast is
God, no.
dead.
Please no.
Half the cast is
Please no.
dead.
That sounds so bad.
Please
But
no. Please no.
But it's
Has
true
there
though.
ever been a successful reboot of any old school show?
No.
it hasn't.
So why does this topic keep
Roseanne?
coming up over and over again, trying to do reboots of shows, and it has
Yeah, that's
not
true.
been successfully?
Let's give an example, Jamar. With let's jump over to a little bit of the paler area of this. Will and Grace had a reboot. They legit restarted the whole thing up again.
Yep.
Terrible,
Yep.
horrible, not funny.
I didn't watch.
Child, it wasn't even near what the original was. It was like what they were trying so hard to be funny, it just fell flat because they were trying to be up to date. And it's like, no, we enjoyed it when it came out because at the time that was something to watch because there wasn't a lot of gay programs on at the time. You can't beat that now when we have so much to look at. So don't do it. Stop. Stay away
Right.
from stuff
Jack
that is
had a
good.
grandchild and everything, child. Like
It's
it
like,
was
what?
a lot of really crazy.
I couldn't do it. Every joke was womp, and it was just I couldn't do it. It was boo, Wendy Testerberger, boo. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
Yeah. But I do want Noah Art to come back. I
No,
know
you
he
don't.
know.
No, you do
No,
not. We saw
I
stuff in
love
the
that
broom.
show, and I
No,
think
you
that
don't.
Even
It
like
wouldn't be the same.
movies,
It
they're
wouldn't be the same.
revamping Mulan, they're revamping Aladdin.
Child.
I'm
Noah's
like,
Ark said we got a
why?
Zoom call for y'all for this reunion, honey. We gonna get on this phone real quick and we're gonna show you our houses. I was like, you know what? Thank you, but
Like, where's the originality? Like, why do we have to go back and try to reboot things that happened in the past all the time? Like, just try to come up with an original show that's good and leave it alone. Like, just like, what's the point? Because
Because
I
they
really
can't. Shit
can't.
is out these days. It's tied and delayed.
Yeah, it's like even okay, like with Brandy fans, a lot of Brandy fans want to see Moesha come back. I want to see a Moesha reboot. Like I said, even though it sounds bad, like Jamar said, half the damn cast is fucking dead. So what's the fucking point of doing it? And Dale is dead. Hakeem is dead. Like,
Right.
And then it's like she would have to. You're asking this grown woman to play a teenager again. Like, is she gonna be a time lapse or something?
well, you know what's one that was Raven with That's So Raven going into Raven's house, but that was like a whole nother concept. Like Raven's a grown woman,
Yeah, it
you know what
was.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she had
Mhm.
That
kids.
was these.
So you see how it could work if they actually go somewhere different with the story versus being like, we just picked right back up 10 years later. How y'all no, bitch. No, so I need changes in life. Someone had to go. Someone had to pass away. Yeah.
Somebody
They're
fell
gone.
down the
Raven
elevator
Tone
shaft.
was these. Her
Don't
and
bring
Devon got married, got divorced. Like Chelsea husband went to jail. Like it was all like Raven's home was.
Right.
I'm not gonna. I didn't see it for it at first, but once I actually saw it, I said, okay,
yeah,
all right,
Orlando was
I can
back,
settle
though.
with this.
Not Orlando
Clearly.
Brown though. Oh no. Was it
Orlando
Orlando
Brown was
Brown?
hiding from the police.
Baby. If somebody could sweat.
But what about girlfriends though? Because people been wanting one from that too.
I will say that's one of the
I
only
stick with the original.
few shows I can see that can do a reboot. But honestly, they would just need a movie to end it out. But that's never going to happen because they've been trying to do it for years.
I'm like, you mean Insecure? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, yo,
They give you one last
Molly
season, that's
and Issa's friendship remind me of Joan and Tony's friendship in Girlfriends. Molly is Tony, big.
There are a lot of references
Damn,
to
it looks like
girlfriends that are Insecure. A lot. So I think we already had our
But
girlfriends.
there was another 90s show that they wanted to reboot, and that was Sister, and I was definitely
Oh
against that
hell
one too.
no!
I
No.
was against that one too.
Who are they going to do it with? The Claremont
Even like
twins? No, thank
Tamara
you.
Mari. I don't even care for her like that, like I used to.
Girl, bye.
Just watching her on the
So
real.
are they still gonna tell Roger to go home? Is he still gonna be coming to their house unannounced? Like, I mean,
I can't stand Marcus Houston.
Can you imagine?
Marcus Houston is a creep.
Yeah. With his two-strand twists.
Oh
I'm just saying, like, are they still gonna be telling his ass to go home? Like, what's the fucking point? Like people, like I get it, like it's nostalgic. People want to see like the great shows of the '90s and shit like that. But you just gotta let it be what it is. Like if you want to see these shows, go watch it on Hulu and Netflix, like I do.
And
Like it is
Netflix,
what it
girl,
is.
it's
Can you imagine
Right.
Jack A coming back for Sister? Can you imagine Jack A coming back? Bring Jack A back to TV, but not through the means of a
Not
reboot.
no
Give her
Sister,
something new.
Sister. You know,
Yes.
not Sister. But you know what? They also try once again for the third time. I heard that they're bringing back The Game. There's another show they need to leave alone.
Why?
Leave it alone.
Right.
Oh
Leave it
God,
alone.
is it
It
coming to
was
BET
terrible when it
Plus?
came back.
I don't know where it's coming back to, but I did hear that The Game is coming back, and I don't think they should bring it back. They fucked it up enough.
I'm tired of
Right.
the game. I've stopped playing it. I put it up. It's in the closet over there.
What's that?
Top
What's
shelf.
that girl? Or was like cotton swabbing the baby's mouth to do the DNA test? I'm like, girl,
Med school.
that's
Med school.
too.
Oh,
Jack A
Melanie,
is on Days of Our Lives. Oh, work. I love Jack A.
Oh, they said something about College. I could deal with a College Hill reboot. To be honest, that's a reality show. I could deal with.
Oh,
College
that
Hill
was
having a
fun.
reboot.
yeah, I
That
could
was
deal with
fun.
College Hill reboot.
I could deal
Baby.
with it.
I
They
could
were
deal
going
with
there.
College Hill reboot.
I need to reboot.
Lord knows BET.
Give me back my bad.
Like, do anybody still watch BET?
Listen,
Girl, no.
Not to shade it,
I
but
haven't watched BET in years.
there's
I ain't
been
gonna
nothing
lie.
like there's so much Tyler Perry that shows up in the commercials for BET. It turns me away because I understand the writing is going to give me a headache and a wig is going to upset me. So I step back, and then it's always some other random nonsense. Is there any 106 in Park left? No, like
Mhm.
there's. I miss I miss BET, like the
I
old
do.
BET.
I do too.
High
I
school
do.
days, yeah, because BET
Come
now
on, I
is
miss
MTV.
his world BET.
Yes,
Video down
yes.
The late night
Yes.
videos, the uncensored ones that come out, yes.
Access
like
granted
that, you know
BET.
what?
That's the BET I miss.
There was a time where my TV would not be on any other channel but BET. There was a
But
time
BET.
because
Well,
BET had all these different video shows. They had BET Now, they had Video Link, they had See This World, they had Hits from the Street, they had Rap City, The Basement, they had 106 and Park. Then after 106 and Park off, they had the BET.com countdown. Then after that, they had
Yeah.
College Hill. Then later on that night, they had Comic View. Then they had the BET Nightly News. Then they got Midnight Love coming on right after
Come on
that.
for this
Then a couple of
schedule.
hours later, BET
don't
Uncut
forget
come
Uncut at 3
on.
o'clock.
You better
Yes,
be the
BET
cable
Uncut
schedule.
come on.
Listen, I love the BET countdown with the celebrities, like the black celebrities in their favorite music videos. That was one
Yes,
of my
I
favorite
used to
programs
love
for
that. It used to.
Yeah.
It was the top 25 videos, the top 25
I
countdown.
used
That
to
had they showed
love
25
it.
of their
I
favorite
used to watch
videos.
it every Saturday.
That was the life, kids. Now we got what we got. BET and BET
Right.
Plus.
Yeah.
We got
I
Baby
do wanna-
Boy
I do-
playing every day.
I do. And Friday playing every day. Like I'm sick of it. But I want to go back to what Jamar said when he said that he wanted to see Bad Girls Club get rebooted. Child, I don't.
Yeah,
know.
I want. Now I get it. That's right.
Yes.
Now I get it. Bad girls. Okay, I don't know the
Give
rest of the song.
me back my ratchet hoodlum bitches.
But what can they do to make it better though, Jamar? Because it
Right.
sucked for the last few
Another
years.
I'm sick of
therapist.
seeing them jump.
Another
No.
therapist. Let's
Do
get
not
another
bring that
therapist.
red-haired lady back in there. Do not bring that bitch back in.
Like, where was she at the entire time? She would never stay in the house with all that foolishness. She just arrived the next day tell us what happened the day before so we can recount the events and figure out why your dad left you over there.
She cheapened it. Just have better casting.
Oh.
I mean, but you know what? A lot of reality shows were so much better back in the day because there wasn't the age of social media where they were so aware about branding,
Right.
how they were going to be perceived. It was just, how do I want to act in this moment right now? And this is like now, as social media has, got more popular, people are so scared and so just aware of how they want them to be perceived and all this other bullshit. And they don't want to do anything.
Drag Race? I'm sorry, Jamar. What were you talking about? Okay.
I mean, this applies to all reality TV platforms.
Pretty much. Everyone's scared to say stuff now. It's ridiculous. And so you lose the authenticity of people's actual reactions or how they feel in a situation because they feel like, oh, they're going to drag me online. Say what the fuck you need to say. You could apologize later. We'll take that sincerity, but say now.
Like, Drag Race, you would get more out of Drag Race no matter what. With Bad Girls Club, there's no win. You don't win anything. So you might as well just go and do whatever. You might as well just do whatever.
I did like the All-Stars Bad Girls Club because that's when they were actually doing like the challenge sort of stuff that's happening. Like the challenge All-Stars is on Paramount Plus now. That's like the old school people from Real World and like Road Rules stuff. That's great. I'm enjoying that show because they rebooted it, but it did it with people we liked. And it's like, oh, okay, I can see all these people in their 50s fighting for $500,000. Like, work. Let's go there. But Bad Girls Club, they're supposed to do baddies. It's supposed to be on Zeus. And it's apparently a couple of the older Bad Girls Club. Natalie Nunn's chin will be there, present and centered.
It will always.
It's found its way in there. So, and I think our girl... Tanisha, yeah, right? She's supposed to be on there too. Season 3. No.
Ain't Natalie supposed to be up there?
Natalie's chin's gonna be there.
The only person from season 3 I remember is Amber.
No, it's
the Crimson Chin, I mean.
Natalie Chin. Oh my god.
the pots and pans girl. Y'all don't let no fun of this. Yeah, she's supposed to be there apparently. That was like a big deal to get her involved. So I'm waiting for it to come because they've done a trailer, but I haven't seen anything past that. So.
Zeus is definitely stepping their game up with these shows. I'm excited.
They need to. Are they on streaming where you can do it from your television, or it's still just on the computer? Because I don't really tend to Zeus it that often.
I don't know. I'm not paying $4.99 for no damn Zeus. I don't watch no Zeus.
I was like, that gives Jocelyn a check. I don't want to give Jocelyn a check.
I will say that it's a good $4.99 that just I'm up.
I'll find some of the stuff on YouTube for not to say you should find that, everybody, but I'll find it on here every now and then.
They already know.
When Zeus gave Tokyo Tony a show, I was done with it.
That show was fucking crazy. Now that one was crazy.
Daily show. Oh my god. Or TT, do you love me? Oh my gosh, it was funny.
Oh my goodness.
Whatever happened to Tina Tequila? She's still with us?
No. Well, she's still with us, I believe. But I mean, as far as us thinking about her, no, she is not with us.
I think she's like a pastor or a Christian or something now.
Yeah, I miss MTV. I do. I miss Parental Control and True Life and Undressed. Y'all remember Undressed?
Parental Control. Oh my god. What about Silent Library? That was like
that was my shit too.
Yes, she was funny, man. Oh yes.
I wanted to be on that show so bad. Oh, someone, Maddie, will you be reviewing Down Under? Absolutely. It will be out tomorrow evening because as soon as it comes up, I'm literally doing the review.
When are they putting it on the app?
I think at 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. I think.
Like, when do we need to start checking for that stupid thing?
You already know how that's gonna go. Yeah.
At least there's no commercial.
Are y'all gonna watch the show with Saucy Santana?
Oh.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Saucy Santana got a dating show on Zeus coming out.
Is this like the Flavor of Love?
Probably.
Well, you could say that, you could say that, Javar. It's kind of like Flavor of Love, one kind of guffaw asking for other guffaws to guffaw. So yeah, it's kind of Flavor of Love.
Hang it up, Delicious. You look like a man.
Oh my goodness. Beyonce?
Beyonce.
You look like Luther Vandross. It's standing.
Oh my God, man, that is.
What about Nene new show? Are y'all gonna watch a Nene new show on Zeus?
Who?
Lanathia.
Nene got a new show on Zeus coming out.
Leakums.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Anytime I think of Nene coming out with a new show, I keep thinking of that clip where she showed her and all the girls were like, and they said something stupid, and they did a hard cut to the next bitch. Whatever it was so cringy and horrible to watch. I wanted to watch it through my fingers.
I want to watch it and review it just so I can read, because I know it's gonna make all the Nene stands mad, and I live to make them upset. Because they be all up under my housewives video.
I will watch your review because I will not be able to mustard. I'm not even gonna say mustard a way to even witness that. And I won't watch Saucy Santana's video because I support Black LGBT people. So I'm not gonna watch it because if I watch it, I will be bragging.
Are we ready to talk about Chasing LA?
Let's get into it.
The phobia of it all.
So much that's going on with that show, man.
The cancellation of it all. I'm like, girl, y'all are trying to get like dropped from ever being on anything grand ever. Like, period.
Chasing LA. You mean chasing phobias?
That part.
How do y'all want to start this conversation? Who want to go first? Because I got a lot.
Well, let me start off by saying this episode was better than the first two. I do appreciate this episode versus episode 1 and 2. I still agree with Imani Van Zap. And why I fucked with Imani Van Zap is because she said what she meant. And she said what she said. And y'all heard what she said. So if y'all mad, y'all just mad. I'm with a bitch that's like that. And yeah, I'm going to just leave it at that. Because
Jamar, what did I say when I texted you when I said that part about Imani? I was like,
she told no lies, really. And it makes me sad because I was really excited about Chasing LA because, Maddie and I are familiar with the city. We watched the program. We're familiar with the franchise. I want to see what the girls are giving.
We knew where the fight happened in the first episode. We've been there. We've been outside there. Yes.
Exactly.
I was like, oh.
That's what took pictures with Sir Ava.
Like, that's so gross how they just did all that in front of there. I was like, really, girl? Like, that's not there.
Their main issue with me, and I discussed it in the reviews, is like, we see the drama. Of course, we want some sort of conflict. It's entertaining, but the problem is they don't give the audience the proper context of the drama so that we can know why there's drama.
Right.
Otherwise, to us, it just looks like T-Pain. I'm going to call him T-Pain. It just looks like T-Pain as so. What is it? Who doesn't see it for who at the table? And then all of a sudden, he got called Missy Elliott. And then they're just like,
I said that in my review, Jamar. That was my whole thing. I was like, y'all ain't got no beef with each other because y'all don't even know each other. Y'all ain't got no real beef with each other.
No,
like,
it started off with this job shit at the table. That's where it started because Mama Payne decided that she wanted to open her fucking mouth because he was already trying to read Miss Hershey for some odd reason for being a drag queen. Well, I don't know. They don't have that much money coming down. Girl, what? Are we doing this today? Are we being elitist? Is that what's happening here? Looking like this? We're being elitist? Okay. So I was like, here we continue. Then she's talking about, well, what do y'all do? And that was where the condescending fuckery came for me. What do y'all do? Bitch, hold up. You haven't even started off with what you do. I'm assuming entertainer, because all of this that's happening right here.
She's an artist, and she says she got her own studio. So
56 degrees with a fan. Go ahead.
I forget who it was I was talking about. Somebody said whoever that really popular YouTuber that he was talking to in his first scene is actually who they wanted to cast.
Armand Wiggins?
Armand Wiggins.
They wanted to cast Armand Wiggins, but Armand Wiggins wouldn't do it, so they casted his friend.
Do y'all think that's true?
I don't know why she won't do it. She just as messy as they asses are. She'd fit in just fine. But fine, Armand. I guess.
Did y'all see? Tell me y'all saw Hershey's TikTok about King Payne, where he was trying to say, where he found all the pieces that he was wearing in his confessional and said, "Oh, so you gonna try to talk about me? But I can find this crown on Amazon for $5, this bubble coat at ASOS."
Shout out to Hershey. That's been one of my favorite people on the show. Honestly,
Hershey
thank God. Because I don't understand.
Hershey is so
I think that Hershey is everybody's favorite. He's the least problematic. He's the least problematic. He's the most likable. He's attractive, whether he's in drag or whether he's just a man. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter. Like Hershey is just everything. He needs to have that seat next to whomever hosting the reunion. He needs to have the first seat.
How are y'all feeling about Alicia? I have mixed feelings about Alicia. Like, I think she's cool, but I do feel like she does a little much at times. And sometimes I feel like she don't own her shit the way she should. But other than that, I like her.
I like, but I feel like there's so much that we don't see. And Alicia's approach is like mine. Like she said, I'm not going to walk up to people and a group of people I just met and just go, like, no, I'm going to sit back, gather the vibe with people. And I felt like there was maybe some comments that was said that were misconstrued between like her, Jayla, and Fran. And again, like with Fran, I'm looking at them kind of crazy because, okay, she addressed you as a
know you're non-binary.
You remember saying right. He addressed you as a gay man. You are presenting as male. So anybody that's non-binary, there's no look to non-binary.
I got so angry at that part because it felt like
look at you and be like, "Oh, you're non-binary. You're either some sort of androgynous, male presenting, female presenting, femme mass. There's something like that. But just to look at you and be like, you're non-binary, and then so you want me to respect you as a non-binary person, but you go sit here and look at me with tits, lashes, and weave and call me a name.
And misgender them. And misgender them. Sister, I could listen. Hold on. It's the fact that the non-binary didn't come up until they started getting into the argument because you didn't even know who that was. And you're already sitting there talking about her and doing all that extra stuff. And she's calling you a gay man because it's known for the trans women out there that a lot of gay men give them a hard ass time. So they normally use terms like she didn't. She kept on calling him a punk, and that was wearing him out or whatever. But then when he got up with that body, child, and was like, "But you're not going to do Kim Kardashian? Stop. You need to stop. Now, I would have giggled at that table. I'd have been cackling at that young lady. I'd have been cackling. I've been like, Alicia, don't calm down, sweet pea. You can let that one go. Look over here. Look over there. Let that go. Brick. Let it go. Let it go with all that attitude. And then the one right next to him that was yelling and popping off at the other side of the table, boy, got real close to you and you didn't do nothing either. So what's the tea? Because you was over there do. But T-Pain's mama walked around and got by you, and you didn't do nothing, sister. I hate girls that pop and don't swivel. I just can't do all that. I'm sorry. So
Andre bugs me because even in this episode, when he went to Hershey to go lay some tea about Alicia, and then Hershey checked his ass and said, "Well, I've been working there on and off for a couple of years now, and I've never seen him." And I said, Andre, that made you look completely stupid. That made you look real dumb in my book because you I want to like Andre, but he just makes it hard for me.
He was cool the first episode, but then the later episodes is kind of like you.
It got too much.
Okay, so if she was a performer at Hamburger Mary's, that's a job. Hamburger Mary's is one of the most respected drag race hosting franchises in the country.
And they get paid a certain fee to be there per night. And then they also get tips on top of that. Y'all have to start adding up stuff. What you think is like, oh, they only got $30. Girl, boo. It's not. And they come out for more than one number. That adds up.
And why are we job shaming?
It made you look real messy and real petty.
People
you're always working. You shouldn't have the time to be sitting up thinking of reads to give to people because you should be too busy, booked and busy.
Wait, my question is, who was the young sir that was having a colorist statement with the dark,
Quan the
color,
poet.
dark and
Quan.
and then got mad at the Coke comment, like was almost like, child, let me get on this little pedestal real quick and wear you out, Miss Alicia. And I was looking at him like, child, you just sat up in here and sweated the house boots down. And you have all this energy to come for this lady over here right now, right in this moment. All of you. Because it's just her. And it was all of you. I'm glad they made up the two trans women, which I did not like seeing them fight. That bothered me to see that on the show. Like, come on now. Like, y'all already know how they like looking at us here. They're already trying to make it seem like that's you two. But then you had these when Alicia brought up, you had some people in your ear. I feel like that was also some rah-rah. I'm like, I agree with that. There was rah-rah girls we like to see mess. We can rah-rah it up and get all extra and whoop-de-whoop. I did think she was a little crazy for the whole, I'm mad at you for calling me drunk remark. I was like, really, girl? And you come back with Coke allegations? How'd that work?
Right.
She not clicking up here all the way, but I like her and I'm trying to like her more. I like the other lady a lot better. I do. She's interesting. I just want her to be around some better folks because the folks she's around are giving her a bad, what's it called? And then that one young man who has some random outfits. Catwoman in one of them, and then she was Elliot with two T's in the other one. What's his name again? Oh, the messy one, the one that has a draggable sense of humor. Because it's like, I'm gonna get these girls when they're not in front of me. I don't understand that either. Like, you were really quiet the first episode, second and third you were chirping. Okay, that's just my analysis on it. I'm sorry, I can't. Hershey's keeping me in, and I'm waiting for the others to give me more than I'm a bitchy gay or I'm a bitchy person.
Right.
That's all I'm asking of them to do. And these girls over here talking about I'm job and I'm this and I'm that and what you doing all this, it's not a good look. You don't look like somebody who, if I saw was out there doing some public service to people, that you actually gave a fuck. I would find it to be that was an opportunity to get your picture taken. That's what it looks like. You look like a bunch of assholes. That part. Sorry.
The Chasing LA cast is not, at least it's only episode 3 of their first season, but they're not as likable as the other franchises.
Do you blame production? Cute.
I do.
I was with Imani when she got him together, because Imani whole thing is, if you're constantly letting everybody know about all of these connections in Hollywood that you got, why aren't you going to people and showing them this and be like, well, how this look? I'm more than sure one of them would have been like, it's tired and delayed, it didn't keep me interested, and you need to start over from scratch. So I was kind of with her with that. Like, I just felt like he know way too many people to have came up with what we got now. You've been in the industry way too long. You've been on Chasing Reality for way too long.
But then it's like this, though, at the same time. I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
That's cute.
It's like this.
Right, she go, because it's cute. She go take up the cute.
First of all, bitch, it ain't got nothing to do with being cute, okay? Because you play devil's advocate all the time, and I let you have your moment, so let me have mine, bitch.
Ooh, by nature. Okay, hold on.
But anyway, here's the thing. It's like the show is getting criticized for being problematic, which it is. The show is also getting criticized for the constant drama of it all, which it is a lot of drama so early. But then you have parts of the show where they show them working. Then you got the people in the comment section that says that's boring. And then you got them talking about their childhood traumas and things that goes deep into their backstories and things that are, that I'm more so interested in than the drama. I want to hear more things about their past. They call it boring. So at the same time, it's kind of like they have this warped thing where they think that the drama is all we want to see because that's what they get in the comments. But it's not necessarily all we want to see. I think that it would be much better if they had a complete balance. Okay, you have your 50% of drama, you got the 50% of the things that they do or talk about their family life or personal life. I think it would be much better than that. And I know a lot of people give Quran a hard time, but that's exactly what the Come Up Miami was, especially to me and Terrence, because I know nobody else up there watched it. But me and Terrence watched the Come Up Miami, and that's exactly what it was. They had their messy moments, they did, but they also
Mhm.
showed what they did a lot. And I think that's what's missing from Chasing LA because I don't know what half of these girls do. I just know
Well,
they like to argue and I know they like to shade each other.
we're
Well,
asking for a
first off,
journey.
I
That's
feel like
all.
Yeah.
there's like 10 characters on the show, right? So when you have 10 characters on the show, it's hard to focus on one individual storyline. So that's number one. I think that kind of throws it off a little bit because
There's
we're
10
only
people on
looking,
Atlanta.
huh?
There's 10 people on Atlanta.
Well, well, Kendra
I
and
mean, should they get
Wayne
a
are
retreat with Reese G?
No.
but
I mean, even with LA though, we are seeing what they're doing though. Like how we saw Jeremy working, we saw Fly Guy working. You know what I'm saying? We like I will say that. Like and we see the people who really doing what they say they doing.
But
I
see,
give
that's
that
the
much.
thing though. It just goes back to what I said. When they show that shit, people be so quick to drag it. Like they be ready to go to the next scene whenever they see them working or see them
Well,
exposing a
it's
lot
got to
more
be
details.
interesting though, Scotty. It's got to be interesting. Like if they're all sitting there looking like they're in a casket, friend, I'm gonna be like, "Boo! Move on to the drama because I need to have something that's gonna get me going." Like that. It's the pacing of the show for me that's an issue because we go from one
Mhm.
scene where it's like, okay, they seem to get along, to another scene of them shading that boy with his 1989 church fashions, and they were trying to read him for that, and it was like, girl, you in his whole boutique or whatever, and you talk about him. This don't make no goddamn sense to me. I didn't understand that. And then the next day, they're at the table and they're screaming because somebody said something about a job, and now some girls ain't got no coin. There's no progression. It's like level 1, level 9, back to level 2. Ooh, we're in 5 again.
Right.
I need a ride. Get me in the car. I need the shocks to like actually
I can
absorb it.
understand.
And
I
I
can
feel
agree
like a
with
lot of
that.
their hustles or the things that they're chasing are so similar and somewhat interchangeable that it's harder for any of them to stand out. Like they all work with celebrities in some way, whether it be maybe more so fashion, more so dancing, some maybe diddling and dabbling in music, and so they kind of all blur
Maybe.
together professionally. So aside from that, Alicia and Hashi, who are drag queens, and drag queens haven't been put on.
Jamar is shady. You don't know it. That was shady. Maybe
I be
dabbling
trying
in
to.
music. That man told you he was a whole recording artist girl. Maybe dabbling in music. You see,
But
it's
he
the
think he
low
not
end reads
shady.
from you, right? He don't know it. He be like, I'm just talking. I'm like, no, bitch, you dragged her real
What did
quick.
I
It's
just
okay.
say?
But
Maybe
he think
music.
he not. But he swear up and down he not shady, child. Real
Maybe.
child.
I mean, child, we done been episode 3. How many people you have seen in the studio?
There might be a song. No.
How many people?
Will it be featured on the episode? Just like,
Because we just seen Jayla supposed to be in the studio.
well, Kendra on the track.
From that, you see Kendra in the studio making music all the time, all day long.
Can't knock
But
that.
On the episode,
Mm.
we hear Ian's
but
supposed
you
to be
know
a battle
what?
rapper. We ain't hear that.
But see, here's my thing though. When it like, and then I don't like that damn chat when the show come on because these girls be so superficial to me. Um, when it come down to the guy that they introduced on the last night's episode, what was his name? He came in
Ian,
rapping.
oh,
Ian,
with the two suits. I know you
Ian,
had on the
Black
sparkly.
Yeah,
King.
Fly King
I
Ash.
don't. I didn't necessarily. He didn't bother me, but in the
Mm-mm-mm.
comments they were dragging his ass for filth, but he didn't necessarily bother
Well,
me.
you know how the chasing reality fans are, child. It's like the Real Housewives of Atlanta fans. They drag you one day, then they will love you the next day.
And to think that I was ready to pay for like, well, not really pay, but to think that I was ready to have like a promo thing for my channel to be up there, but the way they be dragging the hell out of Chocolate Beauty for no reason,
Oh, listen.
They still be dragging her.
Okay, let's have this
they do.
conversation because like I see the clip put up and I'm actually like, okay, that's dope. She paid for time and space trying to get your channel out there. And then I saw like the post and it was like 400 subscribers and I'm thinking to myself, You could have just put her name up there. Like, you don't have to put it with all the stats available while you're trying to promote her channel and all that type of stuff. But I don't think that's cool of them to knock her if that's what she put her money into to be, advertised for. She's trying to get her channel up, trying to get monetized and get her little coin. Like, don't knock that. This was a hard journey, Scotty. Okay, this was a hard journey getting to monetization.
This is. It's not easy.
Whew. When I got there, though, I was like, whew.
Because it's like, I guess the only reason why I feel like that with Chocolate Beauty is because I gave her a chance and I worked with her on a panel once before. Like, I featured her on one of my panels. And she did a good job. Yeah, she did a good job on that panel. Like, she spoke when she needed to. She was very opinionated. Her personality shined. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to give her a shot, because I saw how people give her so much flack when she promotes herself on the Chasing Reality brand. People give her a lot of flack, and I said, you know what, let me give her a shot. And I did, and she was good. And I remember talking to Terrence about it, and Terrence was like, oh yeah, she did a good job. She did a good job. And I even told her before we even started the panel, I was like, listen, I'm giving you a shot. I need you to get up there, do your thing. Don't be scared. Just get up there and show the people what it is. And she did a good job. But they'll drag you for anything, child.
If it breathes, if it walks funny, girl.
They're gonna drag you.
If it moves to the left a little bit.
Look, I done told him that y'all stay away from that Lipstick Alley thread. It is.
Ooh, Lipstick Alley is not for the weak.
Y'all stay away from that.
It is not. Okay.
Because they drag the hell out of my ass too.
Josiah, I've been there. Trust me. Multiple.
Okay, remember I did that Daryl Walls video? They done dragged. They said I wanted Daryl. I wanted him for myself and all that shit. They dragged the fuck out my ass.
I don't think I ever did
And I was like, oh my God. Bitch, I mind my business. Y'all are really going in. And then I had to get
I did not know.
No, and Scotty, I had to get all the fucking flack. I'm still getting comments from Christians. I advise that you take this down. This is not the way to Lord. They done dragged the fuck out of my ass.
I did not know you
because he's a gospel singer.
I ain't know that either.
All the Christians was in the comments like getting in my ass. I was like, oh my God.
Listen,
they'll be okay.
This is how I see it, because I've been posted on there off and on since 2013, and I see it like this: whenever you post on Lipstick Alley, you out the fucking hood at this point, because that's how I feel. They talk about your Lipstick Alley, bitch, you out the hood now, because I know they done drugged my ass and talked about me like a dog, especially when my teeth were fucked up. They were talking about me like a dog.
But you know what? I can understand why they would make threads about Scotty. I can understand they would make threads about Maddie. They're like the more prolific figures on YouTube. But like once I got tossed into I'm like, what did I do?
Because girl, I don't. Do we have to go down this road?
Everybody that knows me know I mind my business. What did I do?
Jamar was looking at this shit. Jamar was looking at this shit like, no, why am I in it? See how I get thrown into stuff? I ain't even did that. I used to get, but you know what? I used to get upset about this shit, but I really don't at this point. Like,
if they're talking about you, Scotty, you doing something, girl. Like, come on now.
You don't need to be upset.
You took time to go to a whole nother page to get me together. Come on now, like that's power. So I'm not pressed. I just find it interesting that people have opinions of me. I was called a bum and all that kind of good stuff. But I can't take that seriously because I know what the fuck I'm doing. I can't take them serious. I'm sorry. That's why you were blocked. You have to go there and talk about it. Like,
but this is coming from people who have been watching us for years
and taking screenshots
of us posting on Lipstick Alley for years about us, and you still follow everything we do.
I would never give people that much energy I didn't like. I don't have that power. I think it's adjusted into other categories, but they do what they do, honey. It's entertainment
I
for
don't
some
take
people.
it personal. I've learned not to take it personally because at the end of the day, I mean, people are gonna have their opinions of you regardless of whatever. Because I used to take that shit so personal, especially when it came down to me and Jamar because they swore up and down that we weren't friends anymore at one point in time, and that me and you, yeah, it's like, well, Jamar dropped Scotty for
Why
Maddie
is that
Rap now.
always like my storyline? Why am I
The
always?
weirdest
Why am I
shit.
never friends with him? Why is it
The
always like?
weirdest shit.
Is he cool? Is Jamar still cool with insert name here? Like, why is that always
And then
me?
they would be in the chat under random screen names asking random questions. Do you still talk to Scotty Jamar when me and Jamar are doing a video? Or why aren't you on his video and channel anymore? It's like, what the fuck is going on here? Like,
Why are y'all care? Why are you so invested in?
is there someone behind you asking you to ask these questions? Like, what's going on? Do you wipe correctly? Are there roaches in
Yeah,
your
but
house?
but like I said, it's okay though. I don't get offended. Like it's cool to me at this point.
It's
You know what I mean? But the
weird.
one but the one time that I really got upset about something that was said was when they really said that me and Jamar weren't friends anymore. And me and Jamar had just talked the day before I saw that post. So, I'm like, I said, Jamar, when did we fall out?
Uh,
I said, when
and
did
then
we fall out?
it's the stories that people come up with. 'Cause, there was a story how somebody said that I was going to like all of my coworkers talking about Maddie and shit. And I'm like, okay, so tell me, where did I work at? Because I never told them where I work at. They just knew that I was talking to my coworkers. Like if they knew somebody else that I work with, where do I work, bitch?
They hate me. They hate me so much. I've been called
What are
mulatto.
y'all doing?
You know, they basically said my mother isn't black. You know, they were talking about a whole bunch of disrespectful stuff. They brought my family into certain things. They are like, he's always putting his cash app and this up and asking for money and I was like, okay, you don't have to. I don't say you have to. Or like it's just a tip, like for me hosting a show for 2 fucking hours for a very long period of time, as well as doing other things. Like you don't have to do that. A thumbs up is enough. You being here is enough. And by you now talking about me and posting a picture of my car in your thread, okay, lets me know you in my shit, like for real. Like you are really investigating me. And I ask that you continue as I continue to grow my followers and continue to move up and move forward. So by all
Well,
means.
like I said though, it's like at the end of the day, like I used to get offended by certain things because certain things just weren't true. But as time goes on, it's kind of like this is the price you pay when you open up yourself to the public, and everybody has an opinion. So you really can't get mad about people, saying things about you at the end of the day.
It's over
I just
there.
think that
It's it's not over. It's not
is
over
what it
here.
is.
It's over there. Yeah, they can do
Some
all
stuff,
this.
some stuff I do laugh at. Now some stuff
There were good jokes. There were good jokes. Now I gave some. I chuckled at a few little dragons. I was like, oh, that was actually a cute one. Wish we could be friends, but no. There you go. What am I gonna do?
I think the only time Terrence was on there was when me and him did that interview with Medina Islam's brother. That's the only time he was on there. But other than he was on there, but other than that, child, that's the only time. But in addition to chasing in LA, I did see this in the chat because I saw Jamar respond to it, but I also got the notification. And it's about that show that we don't want to talk about.
What notification did you get?
I did get a notification that they posted a new episode. I definitely did.
Let me see this.
I know you fucking
But
lied.
I don't see it.
I was just gonna try to look at it on the low. Like I know this. No,
I know you lying.
So okay, you say you did get a notification, but
They came out.
I did.
Episode of
The
what?
video is private now. Episode 10. I hope y'all can see it. But look, this is where it's at now. It's private. So you can't see anything.
girl,
It's private.
I know you fucking lying.
After 4 years,
I know you fucking
they
lying.
come back.
4 months. 4 months. That's a break. There was
What y'all talking about?
It's definitely there.
G status.
Unstable hustle.
They came back.
Unstable hustle.
Yes, they did, Terrence. Most of definitely. Episode 10. I got the notification that they posted the episode, but the
Oh,
episode they said the episode went private midstream.
what?
Oh well, I unsubscribed from Status TV
Right.
whenever anyway.
I let go and let God.
That's why I did it.
What that is? Oh my good! When they had put the bill up for $400 for them breaking plates was when I had like basically said and seen like I can't do it.
But you know what? This gives me hope. This gives me hope that the events that Scotty and I went through will one day see the light of day. Will one day see the
Because
light of day.
baby,
Not just be a story.
2024 is not that far away, you guys. You can wait. You got a couple more years, honey. They skipping rocks with these episodes, bitch. Okay.
That's all I want. At that point, once that is done, I'm through. I want nothing else from them. I just
but
need-
listen though, Jamar, you gotta also wonder, because we have been shitting on them since that shit happened. They might cut out all our scenes, child. We was in a lot of scenes.
Look, the reunion was only 30 minutes as is. They're gonna have a 15-minute.
Wait. Wait. So it's gonna be where there's 30 minutes of them just getting ready, and then 30 minutes of the reunion and fight break down.
Girl, we was in there.
Do we have?
Maybe
Should we revisit this? Should we revisit this?
Not
It's the Status TV network. Y'all tired.
Not even, but we was in the building for roughly 2 hours, and of those 2 hours,
Yeah, we was on
there
time.
was only maybe 45 minutes worth of footage that I felt they would actually use,
Oh.
because a lot of it was him screaming from the Raptures, telling people to speak up. When you have this was the setup. There was like mics underneath the coffee table, and then they had one person on stage. Then they started bringing like mic stands from behind the stage in between the cast to maybe pick up the audio. The audio was going to be great in post, like to edit with, but as far as us live trying to hear it, we're like, what? Huh?
Oh my God.
Okay. All right. Under coffee tables, you say. All right.
And then he was like, speak up. In the middle of somebody responding, he would yell at them, tell them to speak up.
Oh, so even with microphones underneath a coffee table and stands behind them to catch the echo that's surrounding this apparent room you were in, conference room,
I mean,
warehouse.
The stage looked nice. I will give them that. The stage looked nice.
Where were y'all at
They
though?
did.
Was it
I don't know.
B7 room? What was it? Like were you on the 3rd floor of the Hilton? Like what was this about?
Well, first of all, me and Jamar didn't even know where the hell we was when the lift dropped us off. We didn't even know we was at the right place.
So y'all were in danger. Oh my God.
Not even. We were so far north. We were so far close to the white people. We were in no danger. But the fact is,
you just said near the white people. Danger, Jamar, danger.
Not that kind of Not that kind of
Have you forgotten what's been happening around?
Not that kind of danger.
We just got one of them put in jail, girl. We still got more to go. Like, what you mean? Like,
not that kind of danger.
Okay, not Florida danger. Okay,
it was like one of those like office buildings where there's so many suites, and you have different events in different suite. And the address brought us to one side. We had to walk all the way around to
visitors parking. Yeah, they said you could. Oh, okay.
And mind you, when we got over there, why do we see? It's like what the show's supposed to open at 2:00. The cast was supposed to get there. They were told like at 11:00. So we pulling up at around 2:00. We still see the cast out there in the parking lot, still waiting to be let in.
Yes, I think it was Tramel, Devon, Ike.
Everybody but 4.
So wait, 4 was finding a new do-rag to put on, and that's what was taking so long? What happened?
Oh no, they let 4 in. They let 4 went in. Nobody else did.
I'm not speaking on him, so.
I'm very glad I wasn't at this occasion and function because my face be telling miles and stories.
Be able to forget it. It was truly an experience.
We bought VIP tickets. We bought VIP tickets, but didn't get no food, no drink.
No
Then we
jacket.
had to move to the front.
No meetup.
Nothing.
We got
Nope.
kicked the
Nothing.
fuck out.
VIP package, you say?
People almost got ran over in the damn. Who was that? Was that Devon?
And
People
Y'all
are you.
ain't
People are
get
you.
no food. Y'all got some cold food or something like that.
People
We
are
didn't get
you.
shit.
God forbid, Scotty, that person that sent you that DM and that screenshot, Maddie, that I sent you.
Mhm.
It's a Facebook. It's a Facebook.
Yeah, he called himself coming up in my damn DMs thinking that he running something. I'm not going there.
Yeah, Jamar has sent me
I'm not
that, and
going
I had a quite a cute giggle. But yeah, go
I'm
go
like,
on.
one thing about me that you can never tell me is that, bitch, when I paint, I am beat. You can't tell me shit.
Right.
You can't tell me shit.
He said he told me that we was acting like bitches. He said that we need to focus on our numbers. I'm like, bitch, I get numbers. What
The
you
numbers
talking
look
about?
pretty
Who said
nice.
that?
Girl, and even if you weren't getting numbers, who in the fuck is that? Who?
Y'all talking about
who?
Hub Around.
Who is
I ain't
this?
saying nothing.
Wait.
I ain't
Y'all
saying
talking about
nothing.
Hub Around.
I ain't
Child.
saying nothing. I would
Hub
listen.
Around. Where
Listen,
is you going today, girl? Child,
listen,
Hub Around.
listen,
Belong.
listen.
For
I
real.
was not finna go. Listen, I was not finna go back and forth with that boy. I said what I had to say, and I blocked him, and that's it. I ain't got nothing else to say. I was not finna go back and forth with him
Yeah.
all day.
The good Lord
This
frowned
is
upon people
I
talking
was
about
Y'all
not.
gonna end up on TV court. Watch. Court TV. Watch.
No,
But
because
my
it was
thing
just
is, who is thinking about you? Nobody's thinking about your tired ass. Okay, you
no
tired.
way.
You a throwback,
No,
and you like Jocelyn said, you a throwback and you
no.
old. You a throwback and you
See,
old. Like anybody worried about your tired ass, bitch.
see,
Back the
see the
fuck back.
reason. See the reason why, like the
Ooh,
reason why I even
child.
received the
See,
DM, the reason why I received the DM in the first place is because when we interviewed Dre Sember, it was mentioned, and the fact of the matter was, he said that we got checked at the reunion, and that never happened, and I had to address
I
that.
don't know what
Girl.
pill or what line he took, but bitch, your
That
bitch
never
ass no pretty hoe.
happened. That never happened ever.
I listen. I'm a very nice person, but I don't. I'm very protective of people that I fucks with. Period. So I will rah. I will dog walk the shit out of your ass. If you,
But remember, he did try to come for you that time when you was on my channel. All y'all was up here, and he said that you looked
okay,
dusty.
and listen, I don't even know that hoe. I don't even know that hoe. And why you put me in fucking screenshots and shit, bitch? I don't know your ass.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is
I'm gonna be
why.
quiet.
This is why it's comical, mostly for me.
I'm gonna be
Because when
quiet.
someone comes for you and someone reads you, or attempts to read you, I should say, you have to keep in mind of where the insult is coming from. This person told me that I need to fix my facial structure and that when I'm in drag, I don't look anything like a woman. Now, let's look at me,
And
Man.
look at that hoe.
okay? You see me, now you see her. If I was her, I would be mad at me too. So
I had to say
I just
what I
have
was
you
going to say
extend
because it was going to be
the
really
hands of
mean.
prayer.
I
Just
don't want none of the. I don't want
Well,
none of the
listen.
handicap
Well, I don't
community to
give
try to
a.
come for me.
Terrence, that's
I
why
know.
I'm in here Bikini Bottom. I'm staying under sea here because Lord knows I could drag her all the way down to the beneath the earth. Trust me, it wouldn't be difficult. I have 3 jokes ready right now.
Well,
Like I
listen.
like
Right,
try.
me
I
too.
don't
And I'm
care.
just like,
Like
I don't care.
but
You then came for me. I didn't even know your ass. So bitch, I want all the smoke.
I
What's
just don't
up?
like people coming for my friend and knowing the evolution of where he has gone with his drag as well as him as a person. Jamar is a sweetheart.
Exactly.
Like, who
Don't
are
come
you
over.
to comfort anybody?
Don't come over
You need to
here.
mess yourself.
But you know what? Let me tell you something, Maggie. Let me tell you something. We're gonna get in the world of trouble trying to take up for Jamar ass. Let me just tell you that we're gonna get in the world of trouble defending this bitch. Because I don't even be having problems with no damn body, but I'm up here trying to take up for this bitch all the time.
Look,
Let me
I
tell
wouldn't have it.
you, Jamar will tell you, them early drag days when they tried him with his dreads because a bunch of colorists would come through there calling him all kinds of predator and he's too dark and this, that, and the other. And I'm having to get in the comment section going off. Or in the beginning of my next video, Jamar will be sitting right there and I'm dragging them the first 2 minutes, like, and you will not disrespect him. Now onto the video.
like if I go to their pages and they look like who did it and why, and I'm sitting like, I'm still evolving. Even like in my early days, I look better than most of them. Like,
Girl, if they have an avatar up trying to read you, bitch.
I was just like, okay, so basically what you're telling
That's
me,
somebody else's picture.
well, you can do better. Is basically what I'm hearing.
But you know what? That be the main people that be trying to read us. Like they stay trying to read us
Right.
with avatars. Like, girl,
Right.
show your face.
Don't have Blossom's picture from the Powerpuff Girls trying to come for somebody. Blossom would never. Blossom would never. She is a good girl, and we like Blossom. You pick
Not
people you don't like.
Blossom, bro.
Okay, pick your elbow. A picture of your elbow. That's all you gotta do. Show them scales on that elbow, baby. Show us some great scales.
I used to love the
I was just so
Powerpuff
taken.
Girls. That's my show.
I was just so taken aback when Scotty sent me that. I was too floored. I don't even think it was 5 minutes before I sent that to Maddie. Like, I cannot.
Well, excuse me. Can you stop talking about this? Because I don't want to give that hoe no more life. And we
Yes.
always give this bitch ass.
Yes, we can move
next
on.
subject,
Even
please.
though he can't DM me because he's blocked. But yeah. But anyway, I was just about to say, Maddie, somebody asked what your zodiac was, but you already answered.
Yeah, Libra, Gemini Moon, and Virgo Rising. For those who are very into the charts, then I'll tell.
Oh,
you.
Jamar has the last time we checked, Jamar had a Gemini moon as well.
Mhm.
I have a Taurus. I think I have a Taurus moon, but I'm an Aries.
I'm an Aquarius with the Leo rising and a Taurus moon.
It's that Taurus moon, girl. Like I hear Dooley right now, Jamar, be like, "Fuck you, Maddie, for that Taurus."
Hey, me and Scotty is kind of similar in some ways. I might be like the nice one, but I can get buck if I need to. Nothing be buck.
And will hold a grudge to the day I die.
No, we can't hold grudges. I want to. I just my body can't.
But I will hold a grudge for a while.
I can't do it. I want to, but I'm very Jamar. I will forgive you after 2 months of me just thinking about it. Like, okay, I'm good again. I'm sorry. You're sorry too. Okay, just don't fuck with me again, or I'll kill you in your sleep. Okay.
Jamar, do I do that?
Oof. Patrick, you ready to go? Not the chum bucket, baby.
Well,
Okay.
no, I guess. Well, I mean, we've never had any sort of difficulties, but I've seen you fall out with other people, and those are people that you should have fallen out with.
No, did I fall out with them, or did they fall out with me?
Was your door still open?
Yes.
No.
So then you fell out with them.
Scotty is that type of dude. Once you cross his ass, he ain't fucking with you, and it's gonna take forever. Like Candy just saying, forever.
Yeah. I wish the door sometimes is still open for me, or at least if they knock correctly. I'm like, do you have a present? Okay, let's talk.
Right.
That's just how
You
that
know,
goes.
maybe, if they knock on the door, I may answer it and punch their ass in the nose and then shut it back up. That may be what it is.
Okay, Diamond. You got Ebony when she opened the door real quick. Yeah, she thought she was leaving. She thought she was getting out.
I think Terrence can't stand it. Terrence can't stand that shit about me because I would not. If a person wronged me, I would not fuck with them again ever in life. It's gonna have to take the act of God for me to really start back talking to them. Because once I'm done with you, I am done with you.
I can
I will
forgive.
never
I just
talk to
can't
your ass
forget.
again.
I'll forgive him. I just can't forget it. So the relationship will never be the same. Like I'll be cordial, but I will always in the back of my mind know what you did and how you did it. And I will never let you get me again. But I thanks for being alive still. I hope things get better. I hope things change. I love you.
And I won't be
You
faking.
know what? That reminds me of when this was probably like maybe 13 years ago. I had came out to one of these girls that I grew up with, and I was telling her that I was gay or whatever. And I told her, "Good, don't tell this person because I don't get along with them, so don't tell them." Why did she do it?
Because she was friends with them and not you.
Exactly.
But okay.
Yeah. She went and told this girl, and then when it got back to me, she denied it and denied it and denied it and denied it and denied it till she couldn't deny it no more. 2 years later, she admitted that she said it. Bitch, if you would have just told me you did it, it wouldn't be no big deal. I would have respected you if you just would have told me that you did it, but you sat up here and lied, and I knew you were lying, so that was a waste of time. I held a grudge against her for years, but after she apologized and she admitted it, it was like, okay, girl, like we ain't friends, but I don't hate your ass no more. Like if I see you, I give you a hey girl, all right, I'll see you later. I give you that, but we ain't hanging out. We ain't finna talk on the phone. We ain't about to text. Like if I see you, I speak and keep walking. But that's all I can give you. I can't give you nothing else.
Right.
It's just like me and her was never best friends or anything like that. If I see her out, I speak, but that's it. That's it.
There's a lot of people I speak to. Conversations are expensive. Just saying, like, if you're gonna have my time, that's expensive. Like, you shouldn't be giving everybody all your attention. I don't know who this baby is. She just could be up in here asking me questions just to know my tea. And then it goes to somebody, oh yeah, that's my friend. Whoop, 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 whoop. There are hoes out there like that literally just say hello and create a whole story from that hello. That's why if I ignore your ass, know why I did it, because you can't say I spoke to I don't know who was there.
Or sometimes I just don't say. Sometimes I just don't speak at all. Like if I see them, oh hey Scotty, did you
See, you spoke with that face though, Scotty. You gave a dissertation with that face. That was what the fuck that bitch just say to me. And then you had to turn around and ask somebody if they was talking. No, you supposed to give blinders, girl. You were a horse in the Kentucky Derby. Fuck that. I'm going straight through. She's hello. Ooh, oh, that's my bartender. You weren't even here. You're not even here. Like that never happened. Our occasion never took place. There was no such thing as you. Oh my God. I saw Matt. You didn't see me. No, I was at home, bitch. You didn't see me nowhere.
Now, this is a topic. This is one of the real life topics that we're going to, because we have two of them before we go. This is the first one. Because this one is kind of funny. And I don't expect Jamar to say shit because he never found himself in any of these. But physical altercations. Who up here, like, as far as a fight is concerned, what was the most memorable physical altercation you was in? Jamar just got off the screen.
The one in Target. The one in Target where I was throwing cameras at that bitch.
Target?
Yeah. Some nigga wanted to fight me because his nigga was my side piece, and I started throwing cans at him. Because he tried to act scared when I bossed up on him, so I threw cans at him. Because, like, I don't do scenes and embarrassments, but don't approach me as if you're going to beat my ass. So when I'm looking for the smoke, then you want to sit up and try to act like, nah, you don't want to fight, you don't want to do this. So I'm going to make you fight. I threw cans up. I was beaming him with the damn cans, and we got fight. It's all right.
What kind of cans were they? Were they corn? Or was it like
soda?
Soup? Oh, the soup. So Campbell's, or was it the hefty? Was it the hefty Campbell's? Was it the one with 26 grams of protein? So you gotta get the big can.
Better believe it.
Yeah, chunky chicken, chunky Campbell's. There we go, a chunky one.
Taking them off, and it was what it was.
It was the baked potato soup that got him, Scotty. That was the one. That was it right there. He had the upper advantage after that baked potato soup hit him, brother. He was like, "Whoop, Terrence, go in." Oh my goodness! I wish I had seen that. That would have been a good one. I would have been here for that. Oh, bitch! I'm jumping. Get him.
Now I want to hear what Josiah, because when Josiah told us on one of our panels, not this particular panel, it was another panel, our Housewives panel. He said that he got into a fight. I want to hear, because I can't see Josiah get into no fight with nobody.
He needs
Why do y'all listen? Yes, I'm very. I keep to myself, but sometimes in the world, people would come for you, and they see you as a fucking target, and they will try to pick at your ass until you damn near slap the dog shit out their ass. So it's two fights that I got into. Which one was I talking about?
Oh, we gonna get Scotty on the Sunday panel. He coming. He coming. I hear you,
Okay.
Trace.
So the most memorable fight that I got into was back in high school when I was fighting over a dude. One time, never again. So it was this boy that I was talking to, and I'm not gonna lie, I did know that him and his boyfriend, I guess, was broke. I thought they was broken up at the time. I was in the 10th grade. I was like 16. I thought it was broken up at the time, and he was a senior in high school. So I felt like okay, y'all were broken up, so cool. So I talked to him, I got to know him, and like when you were in high school, I was very direct with my feelings and how I felt. And I said, I liked you. I like you. I want to get to know you. And he was like, oh, okay, well, cool. I guess boyfriend done found out. He talking saying you with my ex, that blah blah blah. And I was like, well, are y'all together? He was like, well, we're talking again. I said, well, he didn't tell me that. I said,
all right,
until
Regina,
he told me that, then I will believe it. But until then, we are dating. He was like, oh, bitch, you got it coming. Okay, cool. Like, I was like, okay. So, whatever. But they was not talking. He said that it was not talking at the time. I don't know. So, anyways, a couple months down the road, I was like, I actually initiated the fight because I was like, this bitch be doing too much. I don't like his energy. I want to fight. I just want to fight and beat his ass in the middle of the damn cafeteria where everybody's watching, so I can, they can see me beat his ass. So, so one day, everything just really just like came to blows, right? So one day I came up to his face and I was just like, "Hey, listen, you know what it is. I know what it is. I don't like you. You don't like me. Let's just fight." At this point, like we just need to fight.
Okay, Jackie Christie.
So y'all had a conversation about fighting?
Yes, because I was this was my mind at the age of 16, right? So I was just like, well, do you know what? I'm just so sick of the BS and sick of everything. I said, you throw a little shade or whatever. I wonder if I said, oh, you ready for that shit? You ready for that shit?
This as told by Ginger mess, you had to have a conversation about you before you sway. You supposed to roll up and pop him real quick, girl. You supposed to run up.
Well, at that time, like I said, I did talk a lot, and I said I wanted to fight. So I did throw the first stone, and I done threw that bow. Now, when I threw the bow, he threw some bows too. And next thing you know, we was on the floor. We was on the floor. I don't know. I feel like it was even because I did get in a few licks, and he did as well. But I was I don't know, for some reason I was on top of him, and we actually, it was this I'm not trying to be racist or nothing, but it was like this, this nerd Indian girl that was sitting on the thing. I guess we fell on top of her. She was really small. She was like, get off me, oh my God. And like, I don't know, that's all I remember. And I just remember the cops pulling me off of him. And yeah, that was the time I got in the fight. And I had some contacts that fell out. And then we talked about it 3 months ago. And he was like, you know what? Like, I just wanted to be real with you. I was just jealous because y'all was talking or whatever. And
obviously,
yeah. But he passed. He died of depression. I guess he did suicide a couple years ago, which was really sad. The guy that I got in a fight with. But the boy that I was fighting over, we don't talk. Even to this day.
You turned all the way. Hold on. I was on the road, y'all. I was on the road, bitch. And I was like, okay. Then he died of depression. I was like, wait. We're getting off at this exit. You cut 4 lanes, friend. That got me together. That's so sad. And I'm sorry to hear that. But at the same time, you popped, you rocked, you sizzled. That's a candy.
That was one fight. And then another fight I was in, I feel so, oh my God. Y'all gonna be like, Josiah, you not as innocent as you seem to be because I can get real ratchet.
We always
For real, like I don't really tell this part about myself because I'm not too proud of it. But I did get in a fight with this one straight dude, like over some chicken at Frenchie's because I have triggers, okay? I used to have childhood trauma that you would say some certain things to me that would trigger me. So, but anyways, he was like, "Hey man, you caught in front of me. I don't appreciate you." Da, da, da. I said, "Sir, I feel like that you're doing too much." I was 20 at that time. I said, "I feel like you're doing too much. Please back away from me." He got in my face. This man got in my face in the thing. And when you get in my face, that's the trigger because I have a personal bubble that I don't like nobody being in. So I pushed him. And he was so drunk. "Oh, you pushed me? No, you pushed me." And they say, he he slapped me in my face. So I punched him back. And next thing you know, we was on the floor. He was trying to, and I was like literally like acting like a crazy white woman, like attacking him, trying to punch him and stuff. And he was trying to kick me off of him. But I was like, "No, you don't get it." So yeah, those are two fights that I've been in.
Wow.
Okay.
Over chicken.
And a man, Jamar, don't forget, and a man.
And a man.
So Stina Mandela's first runaway sister. I can't. I'm like, dude, I don't even want to talk about my stories because my shit was like some, I got some real hardcore stuff. These fights, child, people bringing knives and guns and stuff. Honey, I've had to run over somebody that tried to rob me one time. You understand what I'm saying? This man tried to rob me. I ran him over, girl. Like, I wouldn't play with that. Yes.
Well, that's the type of shit Terrence be on. Terrence want to.
That's what you said. I walk right in on conversation just in time.
I was like, no.
I agree with using my vehicle as a weapon, so I'm with you. Run that ass over.
He tapped that car with that pistol, and I reversed. Like it was like, no, you won't. Period. I'm afraid I like to keep my car. Like I'm sorry to tell you, this one matters. No, if I gave a fight, because I've been in a couple. Like just being honest, school it was tough because people used to do the whole, "Oh, you a fag," this type of whatever. I'm gonna get you, and it's like, are you? And then you'd have to prove them wrong, and then. My brothers also used to fight me too. So I guess one in particular had to do with this queen that tried me one day over like the living arrangement that we had. I made a key because I was basically paying rent and coming as I pleased. But he was the only one of the roommates that didn't want me to be there. And no one was telling me this type of shit until the day I walked in the door with my key. And he was like, "Excuse me, where'd you get that key from?" I said, like, "Who are you talking to, little girl?" Like, I kept on moving. I kept on walking because you don't interact with fools. You just keep it moving. Like, I don't pay you. I pay the house. So I get to my room. This bitch kicks open the door. It's too late. I guess now I got to wear your ass out. Bitch, I climbed over that bed and beat the shit out that bitch, okay? I had him pinned up against the wall with one arm while I was dupe, upper, dupe. Fucked him up. Knotted his ass all the way up, and he will never again try me, bitch. And I promise you that. But once he was leaving, I'm still pretty, girl, not with that rock head. I gave him rocks. He looked like Geo Dude, Jamar, when I was done with him. Geo Dude.
Maggie, how tall are you?
Huh? I'm 5'10".
Okay, how tall was the person you was fighting?
He's 5'11".
Oh,
I don't care how big you are. I am David, bitch. Goliath falls, okay? That's how this goes. I have brothers who are crazy. Jamar knows this. And they used to wear me out every other day. I learned through experience, okay? You lose enough with them, you're going to win the rest of them, okay?
All right.
So I say that to say I hate fighting, though, because I hate to get to that point with people where I can't use my words anymore. But if I have to, I'm not losing. It will be a draw or you will lose. That's it.
I agree with you on that. Like, I really hate to fight. But I'm very protective. And then, like, if you give me a nasty energy, I will return it. But if you kind of like provoke me or put your hand in my face, then I have to do something because that's disrespectful, and I'm not no punk like Sheree. I would go back and forth with you all day, every day.
I just don't want to go to jail for fighting again. I almost said it anymore, but again, because that going that first time, knowing it's something where you could have just like, okay, I can walk away from this. I can let them talk all that shit. That bothered me because it felt like they were in the wrong, which they were, which is why it was dismissed and all that. Because they were like, they didn't even want to show up because they were so embarrassed after the ass whooping they got a couple of times with situations. But it's like people, when you lose the ability to talk about what your issue is or your problems, you have lost in life. If you can't communicate, that's the whole point of the world is communication. That's why we have cell phones. That's why we have laptops, all that kind of good shit. That's why we have Obama phones, bitch. Communication. $20, somebody's going to still be able to talk to somebody. That's what the point is. And if we can't talk no more, we've already lost. And so I try not to fight. But God damn it, if someone's fucking with Jamar, now I know y'all bitches too, if it ever happened, I would be first up. Like, oh, all right, so what's about to happen? Because we don't have time for this. But if you want to, bang, bang, I shot you down. And I'm not talking about a gun.
Right. I guess it's an Aries thing, but like I'm really protective over my friends. Like I don't play that. Like even like I was at Montrose Crocker, they gay bar a couple of weeks ago, and one dude just mugged the hell out of me. Man, you cock block on me and my.
Josiah, are you in Houston?
Crocker and Montrose.
Are you in Houston?
I live in Houston, yes.
Oh my God, you done the way. We'll talk later. Okay. Good. I have someone else I can go to.
That Crocker doing ball head and
But no, I had an incident at Crocker's about a couple weeks ago where someone wanted to fight me, but he was drunk and he didn't know who I was. I was light skinned, so he assumed I was one person.
The girls at Crocker be cutting up. You have to.
Bitch,
not so weak.
I haven't been to Crocker's in 4 years, so I knew it wasn't me. I was like,
that's where we met, Maddie, remember?
It was at Crocker's. It sure was. Beyonce was playing, and
there was nobody in there really.
It really wasn't. I actually saw a friend from high school right before I saw you, so it was some random occasion. I said, "Who is this contact black man coming up to me in the middle of this song asking me questions?" He's like, "Girl, I'm the one that messaged you about Drag Race." Oh, bitch, that's you. Conversation took place. The rest is history. Like dead ass.
Honestly.
Yeah, thanks.
Would you? Oh, someone said, would you fight somebody in a wheelchair? No.
I would.
Scotty, would you?
Miles?
I would.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
I don't know.
Because I have a cousin that was in a wheelchair, and I still want to beat that bitch ass when I see him.
I would just listen. I'm not going to. Nope, Matthew.
I want to kick that motherfucking wheelchair over and knock his ass off that wheelchair and beat his motherfucking ass.
I'm not going to answer
I don't
this
care what
question.
nobody say. Because if you're going to be disrespectful in the wheelchair, I'm going to be disrespectful and flip that motherfucker over.
I'm possum.
But I ain't do it though.
That was a beautiful cough, Jamar.
I'm good with
Y'all need to stop.
my
Y'all need to stop. I can see if I actually did it, but I didn't do it.
Jamar, you coming to Dallas in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay, when we go out Friday night, I hope nobody don't try to come for you because I'm a swing hands.
Oh, girl, I mind my business. It is so rare.
I mind my business too.
It is so rare that people even get that energy with me because, like, how could you? Why would you ever?
Girl, you should help Raja when you get out there.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the first fight I got into, one of the first fights I got to, but it's memorable, was in the 7th grade. It was with one of my damn bullies. That entire day,
Those are good fights.
Leave me alone. He was fucking with me the whole day. Like he wouldn't leave me alone. It was just constant. Like he was fucking with me all day. We was in like an English class and they was you know how when you were in middle school you passing notes around or something like that. I got passed the note and I opened up the note and when I opened it, it wasn't even a note. It was a bunch of mucus on in the paper. I opened it up to see a bunch of mucus in it, and he was the one who told them to give it to me.
Oh, it's on. It's on. It's on. I'd have got
I
up.
don't get into why I don't get into like fights like that. People do petty shit like that. Because if you send me a note with mucus, guess what, bitch? I'm gonna take a shit and put it in a goddamn bag and sit on your front.
That whole note with that mucus would have found
the ante on that ass.
I would have blinded that man. Do you understand me that day? Scotty, that day he'd been blind, girl. That whole piece of paper would have taken it up for his right eye when I would be finished with him. Are you insane?
Yes, that's what he did. He sent me that, and then we went to the gymnasium because a teacher that we went to wasn't present. So a lot of the times, if they didn't have a substitute, they'd just make us go to the gym that period. So we went to the gym, and he sat right next to me, and he wouldn't leave me alone. First, it was I'm gonna tease you with my mouth. I'm gonna keep going at you. Gay this, faggot that, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, I can deal with it. But then he started touching me, and I'm not talking about like punching me or slapping me, but he was touching me in inappropriate places, like
And your
rubbing all
thighs
over
and
me.
stuff. Yeah. Oh, I had something
Yeah,
like that too. Oh, girl, talk about it. Come on. Come on.
yeah. So he was rubbing all up against me, and then he was like, "I know your punk ass like that shit anyway. I know your punk ass like that shit anyway." Like he just taunting me while he doing it, and then it's like the next thing I knew, my leg was up like this, and his nose was bleeding, and then he was pissed, and everybody looked at me, Scotty, why you kick that boy in the nose? I'm like, I did that.
Child, was his name Jamel? That was mine in high school.
Uh-uh.
That was literally
No.
that man. That dude was fine, and he was always bothering me, and I hated. He was homophobic. I was like,
Like
oh,
you heard from him
Scotty, you
on
know
the
what I
stage,
want to say.
like, do you know what he's up to, or you just don't know?
What you say, Jamal?
I said, you know what I want to say.
What you want to say? Oh,
Man,
never
always
mind.
open
Shut
child.
up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
let him speak. Let him speak, Scotty. We don't know what y'all talking
No, go
about.
ahead. Go ahead, say it, bitch. Go ahead and say it.
Right.
No, so look, it's just a running joke that Scotty's a whore, and I always say that legs always open child. Anytime he tell a story, there's always a part where his legs do like this. So it's just every time I just had to call it out.
Well, this time it was for defense, and I see it was
Yes,
that
it
you
was. So
imagine
you
he
can
was a
keep your little jokes
scrotum,
to yourself.
and you kicked him. Not my wallet. Boom, and it was very that. So we're glad you
But I'm
survived
gonna
it.
The leg was still open for whatever reason. Defense, offense, pleasure.
He wanted everyone to see the direction that man's face went. It was up and then at him. Like that's what happened. So
I just know this. He was pissed as fuck, and he waited for me after school. He wanted to beat my motherfucking ass, and I was scared as shit back then. When he went out that front gate, I went out the side gate. He did not find me, and he did not come back to school after that nosebleed. He did not come back.
I bet he didn't.
Child, he won't about it anyway because real girls do real things. If he was that bad, he would have fought your ass then.
And
Bloody nose
unfortunately,
and all.
his dad probably beat the crap out of him when he got home when he lost to a sissy, all T. So
You know what?
That's what he told him. He probably told him that he got beat up by some damn jock or something.
no, you know that's not what happened because you know that his friend that came with them. Nah, it was Scotty. Wore his ass out with that right Nike boot, girl. He was in his Air Force Ones with the green and the silver.
You know what? It's so funny because one of the guys used to make fun of me. Like he used to tease me, like, oh, he used to call me the F word, like all the time. He ended up being on the real world, and he's gay.
Which one?
I don't know if y'all know who Dondre is from a few years ago. Dondre from the real world, honey. No.
I ain't watched the real world in a long
I don't
The
watch
real
the real
world
world.
Atlanta. He was on there, but he ended up being fully gay, and you made fun of me in middle school. So, bro,
But you know what? That's the running
That was
trend
probably
because a
because
lot of
he
the
wanted
people.
he wanted
That's
the
the running
peen, so you
trend.
should have just gave it to him.
That's the running trend.
I
Though. A
didn't
lot
know
of my
shit about
bullies.
sex at that age. Hell
Listen,
no.
a lot of my bullies be in my inbox right now. A lot of them.
Scott, been there, done that. Let me tell you something. Once upon a time, not long ago, you was right there. in my inbox telling me, I'm sorry, can I come through and give you some of this? Ooh, and I'm like, yes, daddy. Forgot about all the problems we had. Let's you know what I'm saying? Woo, what issues?
Period.
What issues? I'm so glad you saw the light. I really liked you. Bet okay. Girl. Oh, and the rest died.
Oh, I had bullies that were actually girls that used to try to fuck with me, and I never do that either.
Girls try to bully me too.
I only had that one time, and I had to windmill a couple of people. That was before
but you know what? I didn't even have to fight her because she had 3 kids by the time she got to high school.
See what happens? God bless her. God bless her.
She was smart.
God bless her.
By the time the bitch was in high school, she had 3 kids.
Oh, God bless her. Oh, God
But
bless her.
You know what? Those girl bullies was always the kind that needed edge control and the just for me term, and they didn't smell right. They always had multiple men coming in and out their windows at night. It was always them.
It's the tobacco jacket for me. I call them tobacco jackets because it always smells like a Black and Mild was emptied in their pocket, and they need to walk around like that's actually like some incense or some sort of fragrance smell. Is that Egyptian musk? No, it's a wine tipped Black and Mild that was emptied into your pocket. Beth-Ann, the fuck out of here. Bullies can suck a rock.
But you know what? Before I go to the last topic, I will say this: it's one person that bullied me that they were saying for a long time that he was on the DL. They were saying that for the longest time, and I'm the type of person who just don't really be believing that shit. And, people say shit all the time, and I'm like, I don't think he on the down low. But it's just like, when we were growing up, he obviously tried to fight me all the time. And I just didn't understand why he always wanted to fight me. Like, I was in the neighborhood playing football with the other guys, and he tried to fight me because I pinned his ass down. But that's what you're supposed to do when you're playing football. You know what I mean? So why you mad with me? Why
you saw Moonlight. You saw Moonlight. Why are you asking these questions? You saw Moonlight. He gonna be at the diner. You gonna walk in with your grill, and you gonna sit down, and it's gonna change your life forever. It's all right. It's okay.
I know.
Me and my friend was in Moonlight cackling the whole movie. I know
really
it was supposed to be so serious, but we was just like, "Ooh, girl, remember? Ooh, you was giving him a hand job at the beach, bitch. Girl, I remember them days, girl. Yes, used to be going."
I got emotional. I was like watching my whole life play back. Well, not fully to that extent.
We was being petty.
I worked at the diner, girl.
But
immature and petty, cackling at the
all I know is that when he came up to my job one day, I thought that he was really trying to get a job, and I was trying to help him get the job because he needed a job. He was there with his girlfriend and stuff, and I'm thinking, okay, he really want a job. So I was like, well, you have to do the application online, and he was like, okay. And then he was like, do you have a computer at your house? Me being very oblivious, I'm like, yeah, I have a computer at the house. If you want to use it, you can. And he was like, okay. So I'm basically inviting him over to come. I was going to show him how to do the application at my house. He comes over to my house. He has no intention on using my computer for no application. He asked me for some water or something, and I went to get it for him. And when I was going to get the water for him, I felt someone standing up behind me. I don't know.
Dick was hard, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah. I've been there, sister. It's okay. It's all right. You felt a little pressed.
Did it,
yeah.
You did it, didn't you?
Of course
not.
Scotty, don't. Mm-hmm.
I did something, but we didn't go all the way.
Okay.
I know you did, so bitch. That's
something happened. You turned around and said, "Come hither." I'm sure of it. It's okay. Pearl necklaces, all that good stuff. You have fun.
His girlfriend kept calling, and I said, "You may need to go home to your bitch." Like, just go home.
See, just a whore, just a slam whore. And if I was a girlfriend, I'd have came up to there, knocked you right inside your head.
Lord Jesus, the baby.
It's not something that I'm proud of.
It's okay. It happened. That's life. It's done.
Oh, Terrence, you got the
Just
nerve to be calling me a hoe when you call yourself the clean up woman. Bitch, bye. You got the nerve to
you
be
better
calling me
believe it. I ain't nobody's side piece. I'm a clean up woman. If I fuck with your man, the mission is to take her. Period. It ain't no I'm throwing you back to your girl. No, you mine. I need you here forever. That's just where that's at. I'm old school.
All right. He never came back. He just left to get some milk, and they found his
But
way at
whether
Terrence's
you be
house.
cool or come out on the
There you
bag
go.
on me, see, it really doesn't make any difference.
Bitch, I had that Reba song playing in my head right now for some reason. I'm a survivor.
But the last topic of the night is okay, so I saw a post on Facebook and it was about people saying forgive your parents, they had to learn too. And someone shared that same post and basically down people who have parental issues and said that they don't understand how anybody can come online and disrespect their mother or father or whatever. But in my opinion, I think that people get holding parents accountable for the things that they do or have done to wrong you is often misinterpreted as disrespect. So my question to you for is there a time when you feel like parents should always be held accountable? And do you think that holding your parents accountable is disrespectful?
Okay, so I feel like you, as in just any person, if you give respect, that's how you get it. I never subscribed to the notion of because I'm your mama, I'm your daddy, I'm your auntie, I am automatically owed respect from you. But if you have shitted on me since I walked through the womb, why should I give you any ounce of respect? Now, it's okay. It's one thing to have a difference of opinion because, you know, me and my mom have difference of opinion. We fight from time to time, but I'm never going to get on here and disrespect her because that's just not, you know, the kind of relationship that we had. We should be able to communicate as adults. But if you are wrong, I should be able to tell you when you're wrong without it being considered disrespect. Like, no, like as an adult, you would want somebody else to tell you. It doesn't matter if it's come from your child, your sister, your boss, your friend. Like somebody should be able to tell you if they have a good enough a relationship with you when you're wrong. So whether you're my mom or dad or whomever, why can't you be held accountable?
That's true.
You know, yeah, that's a good point.
That's true.
That's not on it.
I think when it comes to
I
parents,
agree,
you know, I mean, we have to hold them accountable. We have to because I get it. You know, I feel like parents in the past generation before us really did not understand anything about homosexuality and stuff, and I feel like my parents shunned me for you know what I liked and did not embrace. And I won't say that's okay, but I could understand where they come from, especially my parents being completely Christian and Baptist, really religious people, and their black backgrounds from their African heritage, and you know from what they believe and what they was taught as slaves, their ancestors. So I get it. However, I feel like that we have to hold our parents accountable because you cannot really shun anybody for being who they are and then blame it on God or on the Bible for what you like and what your preference is. Because that's just you just can't do that. I know my parents really just like, okay, you know, when they found out I had a boyfriend at 17, I had a boyfriend child. He was a stripper at this club called EJ's. They closed down, but yes, I was 17. And
You in these right turns, man. You in these right turns. Like I had a boyfriend at 17. He was a stripper to eat. stripper? Like no shade. It's just like, bitch, the descriptions, like we know what that body was giving.
I like to tell a story, child.
That turd, I'm here for it. You take me right down that page, bitch. Turd.
He was a dancer. He was a stripper. He stripped for money, and I dated a
dancing
man
for money.
Stripper, and who also was HIV positive. Now I didn't tell my parents all this. They just knew that I was dating a man. But at that time, they were just like, "Oh my goodness!" Like, when they found out I ran away, I actually kind of dipped off for a day with him, and I didn't tell them because of how they were. My daddy done there cussed me out and showed me we don't do homosexuals in our family, such and such. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and kick you out. So they did kick me out for a good 2 weeks. Typical gay growing up black man story. But long story short, like I just feel like that they have to hold responsible for what they are as far as judging people and really just kind of just take a deeper look and kind of get reconnected with how society is.
Child.
I agree.
Okay. I've been very open and vocal about my situation with my father and how my mother treated me growing up. I was raised Seventh-day Adventist, so we were very strict as far as how we worshipped and did everything, and homosexuality was an abomination, and that was that. I grew up every day with hearing about, if I find out one of you are a bunch of fags, I'm gonna kill you in your sleep. Threats every day. My brothers would tease me every day, all that kind of good stuff. But when it comes to parents, I didn't have anyone defending me like I wanted them to, except for maybe my mother. But she also did play a whole part in, okay, this is wrong. Whoop, 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 whoop. It's really hard. But later on in life, when I got older, I gained more strength to speak to my dad and let him know that the shit he did do was wrong. And he was playing the whole part of, well, I'm older than you and I'm your father, so this is normal. And I can do this because you don't disrespect me. When I stopped calling that ass, that's when he started to wake the fuck up. When I stopped showing up, when I stopped being there as a son, that's when he woke up, because what we're not going to do is play this role no more. I'm 30 something plus years old. Fuck all that. Okay, I've spent the entirety of my childhood trying to please somebody who was disappointed in me just for how I acted. Not for any of the achievements I won, but just because I was gay. I got kicked out as well, Josiah, but I was out for 2 years. Like I was like, my father tried to kill me when he found out I was gay. Okay, put a gun on the table and was like, you have a decision to make. A decision? Insane. So, when it comes to my worth, and it's us as men or women growing up, when we get to a certain age, there's a cutoff point to where your parent can then be like, I'm your father, your mother, listen to what I have to say. You can listen. I can sit and listen to you. I don't have to hear you though. I don't have to be there for that. Your words don't have to connect with me to where I have to do what you need me to do. So as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to my dad now, we're decent. We're okay. We will never be the same. It can never be the same. Nothing's ever going to be good again. But at the same time, I love that man. I can forgive him. But no, don't call me. Don't call me for nothing. Christmas, Thanksgiving, right. I'll be there. That's where I'll show up. Will I have a gift? Maybe. But I'll be there. But other than that, I don't owe them shit after they raised me. And once I was done with that, I'm a grown ass man. It's on me now. Okay, what I'm saying? That it's tough to deal with a parent because you want them to be impressed by you sometimes. You want them to be proud of you because this is the person who raised you. But in reality, nah, bitch, you run your world. That's you. They don't do that.
It's kind of crazy how we all kind of bend over backwards to make our parents proud, when sometimes we have to wonder, are they making us proud to be their kids sometimes? And that's not that's not looking down on them, but it's like a lot of times us as, I guess, kids, we find we do everything we can to impress our parents, to do whatever we can to make them see that, we're this and we're that. And sometimes parents feel as though they don't have to go the extra mile to do certain things because they are the parents. I think that a lot of the times, I think it's toxic when people feel as though you can't speak up to your parents, or you can't say this to your parents, or you can't hold them accountable, because for the most part, I've had a great relationship with my mom, but my father wasn't necessarily in my life like that. He was in and out, and I always held him accountable. But it's kind of like when I would hold him accountable, it would be looked at as disrespect, or um, I'm bashing him. When you tell the truth on a parent, they feel like you're bashing them, and that's not necessarily the case. But even in therapy, when I started going to therapy, I said things to my mom that I had held against her for a long time because, I grew up in a home where there was a lot of domestic violence in it. And, my mother was married to a man that abused her. So, that affected me a whole lot in my life. So I did kind of blame her for certain traumas that I experienced at that time or whatnot. And there were some things about her that I felt that she needed to know. Like sometimes parents can be selfish. Sometimes they feel like it's all about them and their feelings, and we are not allowed to have feelings. You know what I mean? And when I told my mom that, she cried, but it was true. You know what I'm saying? It was true. I didn't say it to hurt her feelings, but it's true. Sometimes parents have to hear the harsh reality sometimes.
It's a hard conversation, especially in some cultures where the child is to go out there and provide for the family after the family
Mm.
has provided for them. And so I had an ex who's African who is dealing with stuff like that. He's providing for his entire family. He literally works here. He lives in Houston, works his ass off. Jamar, you know who I'm talking about, and provides for his. It blows my mind the pressure that's on him, but he's got to do it. And so I couldn't imagine putting myself in that situation, especially how my family treated me, or maybe how you are, Scotty, with that situation. I was able to get a resolution with my mother because she was so open to do so, and she became sick and then eventually passed. But with my father, it's so difficult to explain to him the difference between homosexuality and then Matthew, and trying to tell him, just because you see all of this, it doesn't mean that that's all who I am. And you
Mm.
forgot, you put me in football, you made me do all these sports because you wanted to toughen me up. You found out I was good at those things, but it didn't change who I was as a person. And so we've had that conversation so many times, and he got it eventually, but I had to reiterate it over and over to him because I want my father, before he passes away, to know I do love him. But you were on some fuck shit growing up. You was beating me for no reason. You'd come into my room and tear me up because you were mad that day. My parents would fight so bad, the kids, we'd gather up on the back, like on the second floor, and overhear like the walls getting slammed from my parents fighting. And half the time it was my mama beating up my dad because she was pissed. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm looking at my sister crying constantly. My brother is angry, and I'm in the middle of this. Like, what's going on here? There are older siblings who have left the house because they don't want to see this no more. They can't deal with this shit because why are they together? Why is this happening here? You know, we all had so many problems growing up, but that's the point of this conversation, y'all, is that when we open up and talk about our problems and the things that we face, that's healing, and that's where the strength comes in from. Josiah, are you okay? I've been seeing you get emotional over there.
No, like every time like we talk about this, I get emotional because like at this point, like my parents still do
Oh,
not
Jim.
understand.
It's okay. You let it out, baby.
I'm sorry. I hate to cry on camera. Okay, I always try to keep this.
I'm Maddie Rance. I do it for a living. Go for it, girl. Like, bitch, I cry all the time.
I still get emotional because they don't understand. And my therapist was, I'm in therapy mainly for this.
Yeah.
So I tell them, I was like, like I really want to be able to talk to them and let them know, but they still block me off at the age of 27, y'all. I'm in my late 20s and they still fucking block that shit off. So I try. It's hard for me to not talk about it, even my grandmother. But like it hits home so much because I'm always dismissed, even to this day, about that. So I keep it to myself. I don't talk to nobody unless it's like my friends and stuff. But it's horrible when you have parents that are both still alive and who are not really here for you. You know, it's like I had to figure all this shit out by myself, bruh. Period. And it's difficult. So
I understand completely. Don't
I
your
don't, and
tears
Manny, I don't
mean
know
something.
how you're talking about it. You're so strong, and I know like you went through, but it's some shit that I'm still dealing with to this day.
You about to make me cry. Hold up, hold up, hold up. I ain't come here for this today. Yeah, I kind of did. You will get there. You will get there. It is you are on that path right now. By you telling us this, by you releasing these emotions, you're getting there. Like, listen, you may not get the answer that you want. I still don't have the answer I want from my father. I still don't got it. Every now and then he'll pop up and have a moment, but it's like a moment. You know what I mean? But he's still the same person. And I can't expect him to be anybody different. And you are who you are. Okay. You are this person. You're Josiah, World fucking TV. Okay. You're building yourself to the person who you want to be, baby. And that's what's most important. If they can't see that, fuck them. And that's really where that stands. You are only here now to impress yourself. You are only here now to impress yourself. One more time. You are only here now to impress yourself. If they can't roll with that, it's gone. And they can come to you. It's no longer about you reaching out to them. They got to come to you. But you got to find that strength to cut them off. And when I say cut them off, you don't just because they posted something, because your auntie told you something that they said, it can't matter anymore because you are on your path.
All my family, like I literally feel, I guess I'm like the blackish sheep or some shit because I literally feel alone, like even to this day. And you know, it's something that I've been trying to overcome. But like my uncle, a few years ago, my uncle was crazy as fuck, but that nigga literally put a gun to my head and said, "I will kill the fuck out your ass if you ever mention about this shit any ever again about you, you know, your homosexuality and shit." So it is something that I still struggle with.
I feel that. Been there. I've had my whole family throw me in church and they start to pray over me and wouldn't let me go. They were literally trying to exorcise a demon out of child. When I tell you that black sheep is the most powerful portion of the family, don't ever let nobody tell you different, because you are the most creative and you have the most that you've gone through that you can then give to other people. It's always us that feel like we have broken inside who are honestly shining the brightest. Okay. And all you need to do, and this is what I would recommend for you going further. If you haven't read The Four Agreements, that was a book that helped me get over a lot of stuff by Miguel Ruiz, I believe. The Four Agreements, take a look at it. It's like cheap. I promise you, read that sucker. It's going, oof. You will think a whole lot higher of yourself. And two, conversations in the morning, conversations at night with yourself, and being okay with talking with yourself, and positive affirmations about what you're about to do, what you're going to do, what you are doing now, and what you are happy about with yourself. Consistently do that over and over again. I used to be a person who was suicidal because of everything I went through with my family, because I didn't think I had any love in the world. I couldn't see, I couldn't hear shit because of so many people all day, every single fucking day talking about me. Every day. Even now, I got these people talking about me on my own channel and shit. It's like triggerable because it's like, what am I doing now that's so wrong? And you know, but I've learned that I can't change people's opinions of me. I can't stop them from doing nothing. And it's not my power or energy to do that. Okay. My power is to make sure I am doing what I need to do, that I achieve the goals that I want to achieve. And I love myself first. And once I do that, I can't be touched. And that's you right now, baby. It's that power that you are trying to crack open that you got. You have to just start to embrace those emotions that you have and remind yourself there is love and you got it, and just start with you, and then exudes everywhere else. But your family, I'm sorry about them, but you got it.
I will say this. I want to touch on two things. One thing that Josiah said, and the other thing that Maddie said. Josiah, I can't necessarily say that I'm a black sheep because my mother and my father, even though we have had our differences in the past, I think that with me coming out as being gay kind of made our relationship better. But I did grow up in the house with a person that's the black sheep in her family, and that's my mom. And my mom is 55 years old, and she still lives with the fact that she was mistreated by her own family. My mother was not raised by neither one of her parents. My grandmother gave her to my great grandmother when she was 6 weeks old, and she raised her from then on up. My mother would go to Chicago to visit her mother every summer, only to go up there and get beat up by her own mom. It wasn't like you getting hit with a switch or a belt, the standard, disciplinary action. It was, you know, fighting in the street. You know what I mean? That's the type of thing that was. And my mother grew up with that. So your pain that I see is the same thing that I see my mom deal with. And I think that it's a great my mother went to therapy maybe once or twice, but I think that it's a good thing that you are going to therapy to kind of help you out with that. Therapy is a great thing. Most people like to turn their nose up at it, but therapy is a great thing, and I think that you're making a good move by doing that because
Mhm.
as your friend, it's hard to see you in this space like crying and stuff because of
It,
course
it
I'm
just
not the most
it just
emotional
just talking about parents
yeah,
and everything is
yeah,
just triggering. That's it. It
yeah,
just
I,
triggers
I
me.
I
understand.
feel bad. I
Crazy
don't. I hope I
stuff.
didn't bring in the dark side. My
Yeah.
family's crazy, honey. So
I
that's why
feel
I'm like,
bad too. What I really do. Because I personally, I really don't have no stories like that about my parents. Both of my parents are passed. My daddy passed to cancer in '97, and my mom passed literally in 2018 unexpectedly. So I don't have my parents no more. But I didn't grow up like that. Like I grew up where my parents, even though we was in church and they had their ways about them, but it was never to that extent. So I personally thank God that I did have somewhat of a foundation to go to if when the world gets to be too much, I could go to my mama and I wouldn't have to worry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or I would go to my brother. And even though he's still getting used to it, he still respects it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel really bad because I could have been just like that because the sad part is a lot of people feel like I would much rather my child be a gangbanger out here robbing
Tend
banks
to
and
be
killing and
gay.
raping bitches than be gay. And there are
Yeah, they
people
do.
out here who think just that way. I don't care what he does, but if he's that,
it's the
the
ultimate
whole
no-no.
world is.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
because just listening to Josiah's story, it's like I've had, like I said before, I've had issues with my parents before. It was nothing like that though, not to
Mm,
that magnitude, but
mm.
like it sucks, especially being a person that's building a friendship with you. It is hard to see you crying and stuff,
Mhm.
I
but
hate, bro. Like when I tell you, like I hate crying. I hate crying. But this is just like a huge ass trigger. That's it.
You're
but
releasing.
no,
Are
Especially
you?
because we value the relationship with our parents so much. It's just
Yeah.
innate in us. And luckily, I've had both of my parents in the home, but
Mhm.
my father was one of those people who was there physically but not emotionally.
Mm.
And luckily, I had my mom was always there. I could always depend on my mom for everything. But like, I was walking home. I was walking in from like a doctor's appointment in LA just randomly, and I was just thinking about something. I forget something that Iyanla had said, where she was like, if you don't talk, to people in your life, and you never really express yourself, then you'll never really have those moments to, have that conversation. And I realized, and I actually started breaking down Ryan. I was like, I don't have any male figure in my life, no one in my family that I can be 100% authentic with. Me
Same.
me
Check.
and my
me either.
family and like my dad and my brother, I know they love me, I know they care about me, but like
It
all of
stops.
the stuff that I'm doing that I'm able to like accomplish and things that I want to do, I can't have those conversations with them. because they're not going to understand it. They're going to kind of shun it and dismiss it. And that's why I'm lucky I can have those conversations with my mom. My mom will be excited about what I'm doing, but I can't have those conversations with my father. And he's always contacting me like, well, you never, call me. It's rare that I get to hear from you. And that's because whenever I talk to you, it's always about you trying to teach me something, or it's just basically you're always trying to, send me a lesson about something. You're always trying to teach me something. And it's like, that's not the kind of relationship that I want. Like, I want to be able to tell you things. I want to be able to tell you about my ups and the downs. I want to tell you about dating. I want to tell you about, things that I'm involved in, but I can't have those conversations.
That's why I miss my mama. Oh, I miss my mama.
It's like, I can't, and it bothers me. It's like, even like when my, eventually when my parents have to pass, it's just going to be me and my brother. And my brother's 10 years older than me. And he's still not, they're pretty much in the same boat, to be honest. They're pretty much in the same boat mindset wise. So, we still care about that. We still, even though we don't always think about it often, like those are things that matter to us. So, I definitely understand why. And it's weird how we can be.
Yeah.
It's okay that it matters too. It's okay that mattered to you, because that was almost all of us. Listen, I have 10 siblings, if this really helps out this story, and I'm middle of all of that. So my dad would put all the boys against each other, and it's 8 boys and 2 girls. So if one boy was doing better than the other boy, that would be the topic of the conversation. And then I would be sitting at the table a little bit feminine or this, that, and the other. And it's, oh yeah, well, Matt's doing that too, but we got to get him on Bobby's level, or we'll get him on this guy's level or this one's level. And it was always a competition. So I grew up parts of my whole life also fighting with my brothers for supremacy, just to have my dad talk about us. And when I got varsity track, freshman through senior year, that was my dad's highest moment of me. Not that I got a modeling contract that he then declined because he didn't want me doing fag work. Not that I was about to go into actual Olympic training for the gymnastics because I was working with Bella Caroli for the gymnastics out in Houston, Texas, and the gym out here in Tomball, Texas. Nope, it's a fag sport, can't do it. There were many opportunities. My dad literally jumped in front of me and said, Matthew will not do it because it's not what I see for him. And that's what your parents do for you. I want to see you do this because this is what I raised you for, but they don't realize that you're your own individual person.
Yeah,
and that you have your own
They think you're like a Tamagotchi or something.
What I didn't do, they can do. That's not how that works. You don't get to live your life through me.
It's like they pretty much have your life already planned out for you before you even come. It's like they already know what they see for you, but when you go against what it is that they actually see for you, it's an issue. So, but one thing I can say, regardless of, because for the most part, like I said, me and my mom had a great relationship for the most part. It's just that there were things like her abusive husband that kind of created certain resentments that I eventually got over. But one thing I can say about my mom is that she's always allowed me to be myself, and allowed me to live my life for me. But there were people in my family that pretty much shunned my mother for accepting me for being gay. Like one cousin of mine said, "You need to let me talk to him. I beat it out of him if you need me to." You know what I mean? Like
I
things
feel that,
like
Scotty.
that.
Been there, honey.
So
Been there.
it's
Send Matthew my way. We got it. I'm like, we'll see.
Baby, my papa did not play.
That house gonna be torn the fuck
up. My uncle's trying that shit, and my mom is older than most of them are her like little brothers. I think they tried to say some funny shit. She said, "If y'all say anything else about my baby, I'm gonna kick y'all ass."
That's one
how
thing
my
I
mother
will
is too.
say about my mama. Before my mama passed, I was at least able to, with the look, because my mom had ALS, so her death was kind of horrible the way it went out. Unfortunately, Empire did not show the true effects of it. It basically cripples the whole body. But before she did go, I did get confirmation that she was okay with me. She knew what I was trying to do. I hadn't even made my YouTube account yet, and she was telling me, please. She was like, be like Don Lemon. I'm like, Don Lemon? Girl, are you crazy? But then I got it. She saw someone who was a little light on television who was doing something she knew I wanted to do. And she was like, I support you in that. And I know what you are and all that good stuff. And I just want you to be happy. That was literally the last thing my mom said to me. It was like, I just want you to be happy. You know what I mean? My father's still alive and I still ain't got that. Do you feel what I'm saying? Like sometimes, Josiah, those parents of yours have to go into a transitional state into the last of their days. And it's unfortunate sometimes that happens, but that's when a lot of people start to really feel and understand and empathize things that they never did. And sometimes they just don't, but you got to be cool with getting a yes or a no. That's where we got to get you there, whether it's good or whether it's bad, we got to get you good with it. And it's going to hurt, but we got to get you good with it so you can continue and survive and thrive and moving forward because they got their place together, honey. It's time for you.
Yeah, okay? Because whether they say yes or no, if they give you a no, then you just have to learn to live with it and keep it moving because you can't make people see things the way you see it. It is
but
what
like
it is.
Right now, even still, I don't even want to have that. I care not to have the conversation with them because I feel like it's just pointless.
And sometimes that's the best thing.
Either party just may not be in the right mindset.
I'm about to end it, Terrence.
Conversation.
I have to do because I gotta get up early in the morning.
I'm about to end it. It now. So okay, so well, first of all, before we end it, I want to say we went through a lot of peaks and valleys with this. It started off kind of rough, but we made it, and it was a good show. First of all, before we go, because I have to get up early too. I didn't expect it to last this long, but we talked about a lot of things tonight. For those of you that was talking as far as Maddie is concerned, if you want to see Maddie come back more often than not, please leave a thumbs up in the chat right quick before we go. First of all, before we go, also I want to say to Josiah, and I think I can speak for everybody up here. Just know that you are not by yourself. You are not alone. I know that you are just now coming across Maddie, just now meeting Maddie, and y'all in the same city. I think especially from me, if you need anybody to talk to or anything like that, I think the door is open from either one of us. So you don't have to ever feel like you're by yourself.
I've already been down your road. Yeah, I've already been down your road. You call me because when I was going through this, I had another gay friend who was older than me that walked me down this path to strength. So by all means, I'm a little older than you, but by all means, I'm here and you can call me anytime and we can go hang out and stuff. But do you want to just release, honey? Release. I'm the person to do that with. So
okay,
yeah,
I'll keep you to your word.
You are not by yourself at all. I just want you to know that you are not by yourself at all, Josiah. Like, period. You have a brotherhood in all of us, so you don't have to feel like you're alone in anything. That's all I can say.
I know those tears. That's why I'm sitting here just nodding my head, looking at you like you don't need to cry. I know them very well.
But before we go, everybody up here, let everybody know where they can find you and what you got coming up, because you gotta let Terrence ass go to sleep.
Y'all can follow me on Josiah's World TV on Twitter, and then Instagram. It's the same as spelled right here, so y'all can just follow me on that. And then also, I know I haven't been on the YouTube like that, but the reason why is because I've been working 2 jobs trying to hit my financial goals. But this is my last week working at my second job. So me and God already had a conversation. YouTube is going to be your main source of income. So I'll be focusing more on that as well. So just be on the lookout for more content.
Maddie.
It's your boy, Maddie Rants. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Bookable on Cameo, and the Stereo app for podcasting. Me and Jamarji, the Matt and Mar Show. Me and Julie do food porn. It's not what you think. As well as me and Blake Keisha do online dating and the ghosts who run it. We talk about all the online dating fuckery that is the fuckery of fuck shit of online dating. You can also find me on Twitter at the Maddie Rants, and soon on the Airtime app. I just recently signed something up with them, and I'll have 2 shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays. One will be a trivia show with Drag Race trivia, and the other one will be old school Drag Race reviews that y'all will be able to participate in together. Thanks for having me here. I had such a wonderful time. Professional.
Of course, Jamar.
So you can find me on all social media platforms at Jamar84. It's JAMAR84. Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, with the exception of TikTok, which is Jamar840. Scotty and I have the Prelude once every week, where we talk. We usually have our interviews, or we have our discussion topics, and now we have our Boys Night Out. But bi-weekly, I do a Sunday panel over at Manny's channel. And next month, we're about to start gearing up for the rollout of the Circle Atlanta, so you guys stay tuned for that.
Circle Netflix, you say?
No, shut up. Somebody said on damn Lipstick Alley, I heard that Jamar's producing the Circle Netflix. People don't read.
It was a question in the panel, so I knew someone grabbed that from there, and I was like,
Absolutely.
"Oh, thanks for watching."
We finally wrapped the assistants. So I'm done with that. That won't be until October. I'm so excited about that. But more on that comes. But next up is definitely going to be Circle Atlanta. So I'm gonna have all you hoes, every single one of y'all, talking about my show. So yeah, look out for that. It's gonna be great.
Of course.
Terrence, sleepy ass bitch.
Bitch, fuck you. You can find me on YouTube at Giving You the Real Tea. You can find me on Instagram at Giving You the Real Tea. You can find me on Twitter at T.O. Smith Tea Talk. And I ain't got nothing coming up other than let's gag about this bullcrap that Blueface found himself in finna get 20 years. And be on the lookout for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Other than that, that's it.
All right, you guys. And as for me, I have the Boys Night Out with these great guys here. I'm probably just gonna add Maddie to the damn bunch because he did a great job with us tonight. Let's see what else. I have the Whether You Like It or Not panel that features myself and Terrence and Josiah that we do every Monday where we talk about the housewives. And of course, you all know that I have the Prelude with Jamar84 every Wednesday, sometimes every Friday too, child. It just depends on how
Maybe next week we're kicking off the LA interviews.
Yes, we are. So
Yeah,
be on the
what do you
lookout
have
for
first?
those, okay?
We have Jeremy first. on
Jeremy
Wednesday,
is first
Then we have Alicia that Friday.
on Friday. So yeah, we have 2 interviews. And me, I will be hosting the Grind Dallas edition reunion in about 2 weeks. That's why me and Jamar will be in Dallas, and that's why Josiah will be in Dallas to meet with us as well. So,
Yes.
Oh,
Get away from people.
why am I just now finding this out? How dare you, Jamar? I literally could drive to
It's
this.
his thing.
I
It's his
just
thing.
bought a car, girl. I could drive to this thing. Are you for real? Like,
Is that
Well, it's closed.
I took a
It's not
flight
open.
from Houston to Dallas. I didn't feel like driving.
that's a 3.5 hour little skip-a-doo. You know, they ain't New Orleans.
I
Huh?
didn't think about that.
We'll talk about it next
I'm
page.
really just going as a tag along with Scotty. So he's hosting.
Yeah, we'll
That's
talk about
fine.
it.
I'll be a
I gotta let
spectacle.
Terrence ass go to sleep. But with that being said, you guys, this was the second episode of Boys Night Out. We'll be back. It just depends on how everybody's schedule will go. To be honest, I know we won't be back next week because me and Jamar got 2 interviews next week, so I know we won't be back next week. And I know we won't be back the week after that either because we'll be going to Dallas. So maybe 2.5 weeks from now we'll be back. With that being said, you guys, I'm out of here. We are out of here, and thank you for watching. And we'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.
Bye. Good night.